Yeah, so you guys ready to knock into this thing?
Sounds good.
Oh, I'm excited.
Me
Here
too.
we go. Here we go. It's like getting into pilot season. Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Jameson on the Rocks podcast. Today I have with me 4 members of the whole band, 1050. How you guys doing, man?
We're doing good.
Can't complain.
Not too bad.
Can't complain one bit. It's a sunny day out there. It's nice you guys came in. I appreciate y'all coming
Yeah,
out.
thank you for having us.
Yeah, man. I've been working on this a while. We talked about this a bunch, man, I think. And I put it off for some reason, playing a lot of shows. But glad we could finally get y'all in here. You guys been playing up a storm from what I see. You guys play a lot, man.
We're trying to, definitely.
Okay, see, that's like my one thing in town. It's like somebody's playing a lot, like mad respect. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
You know, if you're digging off, I'm like less respect. You know,
We gotta
But,
get the reps in. I feel like it's the best way to like actually
Yes.
get better at it.
Yeah,
Because it's such a difference between like
Yeah.
rehearse. You can rehearse as much as you want. You got to get out there
You
and like
got
feel the
to,
energy.
man. The gigs are pretty much rehearsing. You know what I mean? Like you can only rehearse so much, and then you're just rehearsing the gig. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You learn.
I don't know. But anyways, let's kind of get the origin story on this. Kind of tell the camera actually, each of you guys names, positions in the band, and age, if you don't mind. You can start right here.
Benji Grossman, I'm lead singer and rhythm guitar, and I turned 20 in January.
Nice, man.
I'm Sam Janis. I play bass and do backing vocals. I'm 21 right now.
Nice.
My name's Noah. I play drums, 21.
Sweet.
My name is Dylan Rowan, and I'm lead guitar.
Word.
I'm,
He's the big
19.
deal.
Yeah, he's
Come on, guys.
fucking really good lead guitar.
He's the
Yeah,
guy.
he's the guy.
He's the one who sells the tickets.
Mhm.
Come on,
These are the
guys.
people come to see. Oh man, I love it. Well, I'm actually. I don't think I've ever seen you guys, which is surprising. I think I maybe caught like a little bit, maybe 40 watt. Who'd you guys play with at 40 watt?
Red Mile and another band called Tabla
Tabla
Rosa.
Rosa.
I hear a lot about them. Are they good?
Red Mile Tabla Rosa.
Tabla Rosa.
They're a fun group of guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're solid. That was their first show ever.
Really?
And I was like, you guys get the
Solid.
40 watt for your
It was
first show.
actually-
That's it.
Yeah, it was.
It
I
was
heard
interesting
somebody else
because
talk-
it was kind of labeled as like a fraternity show,
Okay.
but there were only 2 bands that were actually in fraternities, and then Tabla Rosa was like.
Okay.
But,
And you guys are all in the same fraternity or no?
Yeah,
A
well,
Pi.
A-Pi.
A-Pi. Okay, cool,
Mhm.
cool, man. Well, that's nice. So I'm assuming that's kind of how you guys met. Like, kind of tell me about that, where you guys started playing together stuff.
Yeah, so we were roommates last year.
Really?
That's where we got
You
the.
too?
It's where we got the 1050 from. We were
Okay.
in Russell in 1050.
Nice.
We actually have the
Yeah,
the
the sign.
door plate.
borrowed it.
And yeah,
Well,
I
we
mean, I knew
kinda-
Dylan played
yeah.
guitar.
We kind of met online through like a kind of one of those roommate things where you kind of meet other people.
And you guys
And,
were both freshmen, I guess?
We were both incoming freshmen.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
you know, I was a guitar player. He was a guitar player. We were both musicians.
Yeah.
You know, we both loved like Grateful Dead and
go.
all that kind of stuff. And that was I love the Grateful Dead. So
that kind of stuff.
we met and we started playing together. We started playing around the fraternity and stuff. And then we kind of met Rig and Janice, and Janice played guitar and he also played bass and.
Well, he learned bass over.
I did not start by playing bass.
How long you been playing bass?
So I started playing bass right when we decided we wanted to start playing some shows.
Gotcha.
I actually started learning guitar while I was quarantining for COVID.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Me and my best friend were in these 2 rooms,
Yeah.
and we both decided to start playing guitar, and now I'm here. I guess.
That's pretty damn recent, man. Good
Yeah.
Lord. It's been a year? What, a year and a half? Something
yeah, a
like
year
that?
and a half.
You can't tell.
The first
It's amazing.
the first couple times we actually played together, it was like the end of last year, and Noah had an electric drum kit, and we were
Okay,
playing
okay.
what was it, like a 10-inch like Bose speaker.
Yeah, I just hooked up the aux cord to like a Bluetooth speaker. And
Tones,
we were
baby.
there.
Like all acoustic, like
Yeah.
3 guitars, and we would just kind of play for a couple hours
Yeah.
in the fraternity house. And then like starting beginning of this year, we're like, okay, like over the summer we like made a list of songs. We're like, let's get it going. Let's try to make it happen. And we started doing it, and it's so much fun.
I love it,
You gotta
dude.
love it. So
I love the stories that start like that. It's like, all right, we just started playing, and then it was like, hey, you want to fucking do this thing? But so you're playing bass now, you said, right?
I am.
That seems like every fucking bass player story is like, hey, you don't play bass? Now you do.
Yeah. To be honest,
How do you like it?
Oh, I love playing bass.
And people say that too. They end up loving it, Everybody gets forced into it, and then they fucking love it,
Yeah, you start playing it, and then when you listen to other songs, you finally start hearing the bass and how good these guys
Yeah,
are.
you really
They're
appreciate it.
insane.
It gives it a texture when you've tried it. You know what I mean? Like you don't really appreciate it till you know, like, all right, these motherfuckers are laying it down. You know what I mean? Yeah, these guys are holding it down. So you guys start playing together. Where's the first place you guys played at? Fraternity stuff, I imagine.
We
Well,
played at a date
It was
night.
a
Field date
DeFi
night.
date night, and
Okay.
it was in the Athens Jam Ham group chat. Somebody
The
put something-
chat.
Yeah.
I love
the
the chat.
Where-
Bless the chat, right? We'd put it out, and we kind of got together, and we were like, let's play the show.
Uh-huh.
And we got a list of songs together. And it was 2 hours, which was for first show.
That's pretty long.
It's pretty long for
Pretty
a first
fucking
show.
long. That's a lot of
And,
songs.
we pulled it together, and we just, it was amazing.
Awesome, dude.
We started before we left for summer break. I guess now the seniors now, they asked us if we wanted to play one of their parties, and we said fuck yeah, let's do that
that's
shit.
right. Yeah.
And then we were practicing all over the summer, and then Dylan got that text and got us booked for that, and we ended up playing that first, and then the party after.
I
Gotcha.
think like maybe a day or two after.
No, it was like, yeah, it was
Back-to-back
back-to-back days. It was
shows
cool.
And they both went great?
start.
Yeah,
Both
well, it
went
was
pretty
funny
good.
because like we did 2-hour-long sets for our first show, and like the first set, like the sun was up and nice day, but like there weren't that many people there, and I was
Yeah.
kind of like shit.
That's how it be. That's how
And
it be.
yeah, and we took like a
nerves were
10-minute
definitely
break.
in,
Yeah,
so.
10-minute break, and then came back on stage, and like you kind of started to see a
Yeah.
little
Little
swell,
growth.
a little group at the front,
It was the second
and like the
set.
second set was like that's kind of when I was like, okay, this really could be something. Like, this is really cool. We played Mary Jane's Last Dance twice.
Yeah.
because we opened. I think we opened with it.
Yeah.
And then like no one who was there at the end was also there at the beginning. So like everyone's like one more song. We're like, fucking play Mary Jane's Last Dance
Run it
again.
back.
I think we actually did play it twice. Didn't
Yeah,
we?
because someone in the crowd I think was like chanting
Requested
Mary
it,
Jane's
yeah.
Last
Yeah,
Dance. We're like,
yeah.
well, we know like half of the songs that people are requesting, we don't know how to play. And
Of
that's like
course,
the
of course.
first one that they said that we knew how to play. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it again.
Hell, I'd rather them chant Mary Jane's Last Dance than Freebird.
Oh, every show, Free Bird.
We played that maybe
Yeah, you should get used
maybe
to it.
2 or 3 times, and it's fun, but
1050.
it's
style.
1050
The 1050 style,
Not
yeah.
What do you mean?
Usually,
Well, we kind of like to take songs and make them sound kind of like they're like it's our own thing,
Yeah, yeah.
So we kind of take our other inspirations and how we play, and we kind of put it into the song. And
Gotcha.
I'd
you
say
know.
this one was even more of
Yeah.
a interpretation than our usual covers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the first
really
time we
took
played
to
it,
a different way.
the first time we played it, like we were playing a show at our house. It was one of our date nights,
Uh-huh.
and so we had never. I'm pretty sure we'd never rehearsed it before, and like everyone was shouting it, and we're like, well, fuck it. I mean, we'll try.
Do we can.
And we played it once, and everyone. I feel like that's the kind of song too, where like you can kind of butcher it a little bit. Like
You're
you can't
fine.
totally
Yeah,
like,
you're
screw it
fine
up, but
either
as
way.
long as you play the right chords.
Yeah.
And we have Dylan, so I kind of looked at him, and
it
I was like,
kind of
"Just
funny.
kinda do your thing."
I remember it was that second fraternity party, and I remember I went in for the solo. The bend on the G string, snaps,
Oh yeah, he snaps the
snaps,
strings.
literally the first note, and
Oh,
I had
no.
I just had to make it work, like 5 strings,
I love it, man.
But,
He pulled it through though. I remember
yeah.
the crowd was.
Yeah,
Stoked.
I play on a Stratocaster, so getting used to that. It was there were a lot of string breakages,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
during shows, but it's gotten a lot better.
That's part of the learning process, man.
It's part of the
love
learning
that.
process.
I mean, you can't go wrong with some petty, man. I'm happy to hear that, and I'm glad that the first 2 gigs went well. What were you guys thinking after? Were you like, "Fuck it, maybe we should do this shit," or was it like, "All right, this would be fun to do on the weekends," or what were you guys thinking? What was the
think-
consensus?
I
You know
think
what I
we
mean?
went right into it.
Yeah?
I think the feedback that we received from everyone, whether it's like our brothers or friends or just the crowd in general when we play, I think it kind of gave us the confidence to say, we're really here to do this and take it on. So I think that helped propel us, and at least I think all of us can say that we never really had any reservations right after that.
Mhm.
I think for me it was like the first strum when we played Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Oh.
That first show when we counted it off, and
Yeah.
it was just so in the moment, and we got into it, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like this could really be something.
That's
you know?
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you
Yeah.
know when you know, guy.
It was
It's
like one of
all
those
right. Yeah.
moments.
It's like, all right, we got to keep
Yeah.
doing this, right?
Definitely.
And that has been, how long has that been? So that would have been, did you say pre-COVID?
That was the beginning of the school.
Beginning of this year.
Beginning of this
August
year.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay, words. That's really not that long, man. Y'all played a lot. How many
No, it's
how many shows
not.
have y'all done? Do you know?
Oh,
God.
20-ish?
I think we kind of
Probably 20, right?
20?
Around
probably close to 20.
range?
We kind of lost
Yeah.
count a while back.
Yeah. And what was the decision making on the shows? Is it like, all right, if we can do this, let's do it, or let's play Greek events, try to make a little money, or a little bit of both?
I mean, You want to take it?
No, you take it, man. You take it.
I think like it's definitely like trying to do as much as we can, like fitting into everyone. Like it's usually been the kind of thing like as long as we all can do it, let's go for it.
Let's run it. That's respectable. Okay, cool. And are you guys doing mostly private or mostly public at this point?
I still say
varies.
private.
We're probably mostly private, but if we get a good public gig to play, we're gonna take it. I mean,
of course.
We jumped on a 40-watt gig.
Yeah.
We played Clark's twice.
Warehouse.
I love Clark's.
We played a couple philanthropy events too.
I heard about the warehouse thing. How was it?
That was super cool.
Oh,
It was really fun.
And what was that for again? Was it Heroes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heroes.
Yeah, I like the lineup. It was like, who was it? You guys, 80 Blanco,
And Josh Bennett.
and
Josh
80
Bennett
Blanco.
rules. Sweet, man. So that went well. What'd you guys think about the warehouse?
was
I
fun.
loved it.
so
I love
cool.
the acoustics in there.
Yeah,
At least
it's
for me
loud
personally.
as
I usually am
fuck.
not lined up or anything, so
Yeah.
to be in like a real venue, have real
Yeah. Sound,
stuff set up for me.
everything
it's
piped
nice.
into your ear a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice and it kind of gives me good feedback as I'm playing as well because I feel like I'm really holding it down. I got more power.
Yeah.
When I can hear it booming through the venue.
That
Yeah.
definitely helps.
They got that fog too, like
yeah.
and like
The lighting.
they,
That took
yeah,
me
the
off
lighting
guard.
was sick, and
The
they,
lighting's wicked.
I didn't realize they were gonna do the fog, and it like kind of scared the shit out of me when the first time they did it.
Yeah.
But they do a really good job over there. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're
man.
really nice. They're really
Yeah.
nice over there. I think
The lights are fucking
and
killer.
the lights
bro.
are unbelievable.
You guys get
Yeah.
pictures taken or not?
Like,
We
got some
did,
pictures.
yeah.
Well,
They're not done yet, but
Love it.
We'll have them
look forward to
soon.
them
Yeah, the photographer that is contracted by the warehouse.
Garrett
Did-
Tyler.
Yeah, it's
Garrett,
The
yeah.
fucking man,
is
bro.
I know
friends
him.
with Noah, and he did photos for us. We played a Theta date night at Clayton.
Nice.
He did photos for us at that, and then we saw him again at warehouse. Killer
He's a
shots.
fucking man,
Yeah.
bro.
he
He
is
sent
the
me some
man.
stuff that it's
Yeah.
like they got those green lights and shit. He sent me like no,
yeah,
actually,
you can go on his Instagram. He
Yeah,
has
he's
some
got all of
crazy
them.
shots of like
yeah,
real artists as well, and there's
yeah.
like walk a
Walk.
flock.
I've seen those. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that guy too. I was in
He's a cool
fucking
dude.
Clark's and I bumped into him. He's like, dude, you ever look at your fucking warehouse pics? I was like, no, you never sent them to me. And he's just like flipping through hundreds of like fucking killer photos. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
send me
He's
these.
good.
Yeah,
Anyways, everybody hit Garrett Tyler up. He's a great photographer. Moving along from that, so you start playing. Where's the first public gig you play? We kind of jumped the gun a little bit.
Oh, probably 40 watt.
I think it was
40
I
watt.
think it was
Yeah.
40 watt. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It's a damn good place to start a public.
Yeah,
really
you
cool.
guys are up, man. You guys are up, dude. How did it go?
Oh, so much fun.
And it
much
was
fun. It
the
was
Red
great.
Mile Road, Tatarosa.
Tatarosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys were
we were
first, second?
second.
Second,
we were
okay.
technically the headliner. Like we organized the
Okay.
event and invited other bands, but
Yeah.
for some reason we went second.
That's smarter,
I think
honestly.
it worked out for in terms of the timing that the audience came in. You know, people wanted to come see us and then probably go out later and go
Yeah.
to bars and whatnot. So I think it worked out.
What night of the week was it? Do you remember?
I think it was a it was a
Friday?
Saturday.
Oh, no, it was a Saturday.
Saturday
because
Game day.
we played Mizzou that day.
Yep, it was
Okay.
Saturday.
Yeah. I think the middle slot's better at 40 watt anyways. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
People are going to leave at 10 sometime.
That's exactly.
And nobody
yeah.
wants to be there for the first. The first slot's kind of tough, you know, but that's
Yeah.
everywhere. That's everywhere.
Exactly.
Kind of like you're saying about the first show that you guys played, though. The thing, it's kind of all about the time. Like, was it the
Right.
second set just because it was later? People were feeling the drinks, you know.
And it was darker. You know.
Yeah, then you can
it's
walk
hard
up and it's
playing
a
when
show.
when there's daylight. You know, it's
Exactly. Yeah. So
fully
yeah.
light outside. It's
So
weird.
much of it I
Agreed.
feel is about like where we put the songs in the set list. Like I feel
Yeah.
as a band we do a really
Placement,
good
yeah.
job of like kind of not even placing a lot, like sometimes we'll make changes while we're like on stage, like last minute changes, but we do a pretty good job of spacing out, figuring out like at what part of the set or the show do we want to put this song, like what kind of
Gotcha.
mood is it.
Yeah.
And when you guys are doing 2-hour sets, are you guys writing that whole list out and just doing it in order, kind of?
We kind of
Try
type it
to.
out
We
every
stick
time.
to it.
We
I
stick
say
to it. I'd say.
95% of the time.
That's smart.
If there's a need, whether it's we're running out of time or we have extra time, we might do a quick audible. But
What are you guys doing to get a request? Like one maybe? Do you send it?
we don't think we've ever
we don't
actually
really generally
played
do
a-
requests.
We did that Freebird
Respect.
one time.
Yeah,
Because,
I've done a few of
that's
those.
cool. Like all these people are like play Freebird.
But
play
that was
Freebird."
also just for our friends. It wasn't really
Yeah.
like.
I've done the Freebird request. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's
everyone's
favorite
gonna say
request.
they've done it at one point or another.
If
Famous like thing that I don't know if it's actually famous, but when I was in Nashville, their slogan is like $20
Yeah,
for a request,
they're trying
$100 for Freebird.
Yeah, I love that.
So
I love
if you
that.
write Freebird on a $100 bill and put it on stage, we'll play Freebird.
Yeah,
For sure. Honestly, you give me a 5, I'd probably do it. I would probably send it. I'm not gonna lie. But that's awesome, man. It seems like you guys are kind of wise on the set list thing. If you've got your order, you got your. How many songs do you think you guys know?
At this
Lots of
point, probably
songs.
40, 50.
40, 50?
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, we really go through a lot.
Mhm.
And what kind of music do you guys consider yourselves
Oh,
as someone who's never seen you?
That's tough.
It's a big question.
I think that's kind of what makes it cool is like we all, if you made like a Venn diagram of like our taste, it's like there's a lot in the middle, but there's a lot that we
Yeah.
kind of have to ourselves too.
Everywhere.
And it's like definitely like the deliberation process is sometimes like because we all kind of have different
Gotcha.
tastes and different opinions, but kind of like fusing it together. We play a lot of different stuff, and
Yeah.
I think like that's part of the reason we have so much fun is it's like we're all playing stuff that we like, and I think we all kind of try to get out of our comfort zones a little bit too. But we like, I think definitely like we kind of make things our own, and
Yep.
we do a cover of Friend of the Devil, and like the first time we played it in rehearsal, we almost played it. You ever see the Counting Crows on Howard Stern? They kind of
I love Howard Stern and the Crown Crows, but I
Love
haven't.
Howard.
they
Yeah,
they
me too.
kind of like it's real laid back.
Yeah. It's
And
acoustic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Slowed way down.
yeah, and like we just kind of went into it, and it like we played it slower and like more laid back the first time we played it, and I remember like we finished and I was like, shit, that we got to add that. That was like let's just play it like
That's
that.
really
Well,
good.
initially we'd wanted to do, if you listen to the studio version of Front of the Devil, we'd want to do like that kind of vibe. And then I was like, I'm a huge fan of the live version off of Dead Set. Have you heard it?
I'm not sure if I know it.
You
Should I know it?
It's much more laid back, but it's the Grateful Dead at its core. But
Dylan's a huge dad.
Yeah,
I'm a
he's a
huge
huge Dead
Deadhead.
guy.
Like I listen to all the live shows.
I love
But
it. I'm going to write it down. What I need to write down here?
Grateful Dead, Dead Set,
Dead Set?
Dead Set, Friend of the Devil. Honestly, if I were you, I'd just go ahead and listen to the whole album. It's unbelievable.
Got you, man. Got you.
But we played it for the first time, and I remember playing that, and it's like I said, you have those moments where it's like you know,
Yeah.
like it's
yeah.
just it
Yeah.
feels
That was it.
right, and
It,
we
it feels
played that.
better than, in my opinion. I think it should have been played this way from the start by
Yeah.
even the Grateful Dead. I don't know. It sounds so much better to me, and it's like more just
Stuff like
melodic
that's
and
cool
fitting.
though. When you go see
Yeah.
somebody do a song different, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's there's a cover and then there's a cover. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like doing it like the record. There's like John Mayer's Free Fallin' and Tom Petty's Free Fallin'.
my-
You get what I mean? Like
we
that's
saw
a
that
cover.
live last week.
I saw the shirt, dude.
Okay, I'm like a massive. I saw the heavier,
Heavier Things, baby.
most underrated Mayer album.
Dude, for real, dude.
It's-
Sleepers on there, bro.
We saw him do it last week, and it's
Yeah.
like
dude.
so
It's
good.
fucking-
Yeah.
dude,
Mhm.
Fuck. Dude. I'm jealous y'all went. Did y'all go to, was it State Farm? Or was
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
You two? All of you?
Just us.
Just
two.
us
Just
two.
us two? Dude, I'm
Yeah.
hype on that. I was going to ask you about the shirt. That was fucking sick.
It
dude.
was unbelievable because
Yeah.
I feel like he's at the point in his career, and he was talking about this on stage where it's like he's like, I'm just playing music, I'm just having fun. He's like, I'm not trying to please anybody, and it's cool because like I think this tour especially, I've been looking at the set list, he's been playing like a lot of like the deeper stuff,
Yeah.
and like his music's gotten so different over the years, like Room for Squares versus
Yeah.
like Born and Raised.
Yeah,
and,
it's crazy.
and he's playing like such a mix of stuff,
Yeah.
and he makes it a little bit different every time. It's so cool.
I follow this page on Instagram called John Mayer Solos, and they post a set list
Yup.
every night.
Mhm.
And I'm like looking at him like, damn, he's throwing some cuts in there,
Oh, yeah.
baby. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome. We'll talk about John Mayer some more in a second.
Definitely.
But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Free Fallin' by John Mayer is a fucking cover. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's
It's a
different.
cover.
Yeah.
It
is
is,
that what
and
you guys try to do? You know what I mean?
I feel like with some songs, it's something that eventually we work towards, and gradually we kind of make it more our own.
Yeah.
But with some songs, we kind of know like right off the bat, like the first time we play it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even mean to, and we just play it differently, and it just feels right because it's natural.
like the
It's
Friend of the
all-
Devil
I-
thing.
We,
Friend of the Devil.
we play Cocaine by Eric
Yeah,
Clapton.
okay.
And right when we get to the end, after Dylan does his solo, we do a little bit of a breakdown, and Rig goes insane
Oh, yeah.
on these fills, and it kills
We kinda
every
just- yeah, like,
single
just
time.
Every time.
That's like one part of the show where I'm all like the minute I know he's gonna do it, I just turn around and watch him because it's so cool.
Yeah.
and you can like,
It's fun. It's
yeah.
definitely fun.
I
You
think
like,
like,
getting down on it?
oh, yeah.
you could tell. I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's
there's
my like one moment. I'm not the. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
no, you're
I'm kind of in his boat. I've been playing drums for a little over 2 years
Really?
now.
That's
so
not long. That's not long.
I don't really. When I started, it wasn't anything more than me just like learning on my own and practicing like covers. So
Yeah.
I didn't approach it from like a more creative artistic aspect that maybe he likes to use more
Yeah.
often. So I was always for like note for note, replication
Yeah.
of playing these songs. And so
Gotcha.
by nature, I would never like really learn how to do my own like big drum solo or make the show like focus to me. You know, I enjoy what I do, obviously. But this thing, like
that's
you
your
were saying
spot
with cocaine, that kind of is my spot. Yeah, like that came along
that.
naturally, but it's kind of great to have like that one time.
I know a lot of drummers, and all of them are super reluctant to take solo stuff. I don't get that.
I mean, I think the problem is that when you're in the back like that, you get so used to the amount of attention that you're getting throughout the show and the set, while everyone else is standing, walking around, having to be in the forefront. Everyone's looking at them, especially if you're doing a guitar solo. But when you're playing drum solos, so few and so far between, it's almost like just a habit thing, a confidence thing, where you don't really know if you don't really feel, I guess, just like ready to always to pull that out of your bag.
I feel like it's easier for you guys to maybe, let me know if I'm wrong on this too, like to like kind of fucking tune out. Like when you're up front, you kind of like have to be present, if that makes sense. But like I feel like bass and drums, like you guys can like really just like put your heads down and like fucking get into it. You know what I mean? Easier maybe.
Sometimes where I'm back there and I'm just like kind of by myself enjoying it, you know, because I like, once again, it's just a thing of I'm not in the forefront, you know, and I'm back there and I'm just loving what I'm doing and
just holding it down.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He drives the fucking bus. I mean, he like, seriously though, we talk about it all the time, and it's like when you have a drummer that has so much fucking feel, and it's important.
Thank you, man.
No, seriously, he lays it down, and it's so fun. Like especially when we're playing cocaine, it's like I just look back and like all four of us, like it's unspoken. Yeah. We know what's going on. Like that's like, and we play that song a lot, and it's like one of those moments in the show where the energy is always super high, and like I always like I love like feeding off the crowd. That's like I love keeping the energy high. And like that's a moment where it's like I can just look back and watch him. I can look at Janice. Like we'll like look at each other sometimes, and it's like, oh shit, like that was cool.
Within the show, me and him, we definitely kind of lock in. Obviously, just be in the rhythm section or whatever. And I think it's always fun. We're getting, you know, he's sending me cues or whatever. Yeah. Just kind of being like the messenger between them two and to me, instead of them having to turn around mid solo to tell me something, he'll just
deliver the message.
Exactly.
How have you fallen into that slot? Has it been a nice, like, you guys groove well together and like the dynamic works? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
I kind of know when we pick songs. Sometimes some of us don't know all the songs like directly. Like we kind of like we've listened to all the songs like a bunch, and somehow I've like gotten the ability to just like learn them really quickly.
He's just the messenger.
Gotcha.
And so like when there's a breakdown, I'll look at Rig and Cumin like on a big like on a
give him the nudge.
Like
that. And that's
he'll
important.
He'll hit it right perfectly, and we just keep going through it.
That's good shit. Communication's pretty key, so that's important.
Communication is very key.
How about you down there, the Mr. Solo, man, right? You're holding it down on the leads and everything. How have you kind of fallen into your spot in this band? Like,
well,
it's a big question.
It's funny because I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. just because I was watching a video the other day of me playing before I joined the band and then after I joined the band.
Okay.
And before I joined the band, I just had a much more different sound than I have now, and I feel like a lot of it has to do. Well, first of all, I'm playing like like different guitars now and stuff. Like I play Strat, so it's much more twangy, and it works better. It works a lot better with what we play, honestly. But playing with these guys, they kind of like spread their influences to me. So like sometimes Janice or Benji will be playing something, and I've just noticed like Benji has this one riff that he always plays, and sometimes like I find myself like not even realizing like I'm playing the riff too, like playing the same riff. It's like a distinct riff, and I'm like it's like a Benji Grossman like. But
And I mean, how do you guys play off each other? Do you do any lead stuff?
A little bit here and there, and
you're just holding down vocals though mainly, right?
Yeah, but it's fun too because it's like we can just give him space to like do his thing, and it's I mean, I'll do a little bit of lead stuff here and there, and like
don't discount yourself. Don't discount yourself.
He is
humble king.
We like started playing Life in the Fast Lane a couple weeks ago, and we like added this little like harmony part in the solo, and it's like just little things like that. That's like we were talking about before, like making a cover, just like little things like that. And it's like I have enough fun like just listening to him. Like I'll look at Janice, I'll look at Rig, and like I'm always making that like stank face at Janice. It's like shit. What did he like? How do you fucking pull it off? And it's cool.
That's awesome.
I mean, let him make the money. He's it's really fun.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a good dynamic. Seems like you guys really enjoy playing with each other. Which
he's a real crowd pleaser, especially for the ladies too.
Okay. Every band's got one of them, you know.
Yeah, Ben
It's definitely. I think it's Dylan.
You think so?
The ladies go crazy.
I'm not. You know, Benji's the guy that takes his shirt off at the end of the show. Let's be honest.
You do too sometimes.
I've
Sometimes.
done it. I've done it like once or twice, but you know, Benji's just like, you know, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like you guys are pretty equal on like spotlight wise. Like it seems like it's a pretty even unit here. There's no real, not front man. I would say, like, you know, well, obviously you're front man as a singer, I guess. But like, is there any like, is anybody the prominent member? Does that make sense? It doesn't seem like there is.
No, not
I'd say
really.
we're really balanced.
Well, that's good for a band. That's great. That's great. That's great.
We love to have it because it's like a democracy, you know.
Yeah.
Like we each get, you know, which I know it's, you know, obviously like an obvious, you know, comparison, but
Dude,
you know, we
no,
each
it's
add
not,
our
man.
like, you know, equal amount of songs, and when we have, if we have a break, like over winter break, we had a show booked playing AO Pie,
Yeah.
one of their date nights at the Foundry, which great time, you know.
Yeah, that was
We-
cool. We
we-
played a
we-
3-hour set.
A 3-hour set. and we
Longest
had
we've ever
to-
done.
Nice.
That was like, you know, even crazier than, you know, than the 2-hour set, but it was like kind of the same feel where we had to get more songs, and
Gotcha.
so we got a bunch of songs, we learned them back home, and we came back, we just learned a bunch of them, and you know, it's just. It's fun because after that you just have so much more material to work with. Your set lists are more diverse, and
you have options.
you have so many more options. And if there's a song you don't like, you can just take it out. Which
Gotcha.
you know, we've had a couple of those.
And I would say we're really good at kind of selecting the songs from our catalog, depending on what type of show we're playing.
Yeah.
And I think our band is. I try to consider ourselves unique in a way that I think we really like to at least at this stage in our life, we really like to play for the people.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I think
important.
we do really a good job of not getting too caught up in trying to show off how advanced or technical we could be versus we want to make sure, you know, especially if you're paying us to come here, we want to make sure y'all love it and have a good time.
That's important.
And so I think that, like he was saying, when we learned all these songs for that really long gig, it kind of helped keep us, you know, propelling even more and going down the road of, okay, we can choose these for this gig or literally all different songs for this gig.
Gotcha.
You know, we can mix and match, whatever. It just fitting the criteria of the show and the audience is, I think, something that we are really good at.
I mean, yeah, you got songs on our set list that we play almost every time. Like we play Interstate Love Song just about every
Banger,
time.
bro.
It's like become
Banger.
kind of our like that's like our like 1050 song. Like,
Yeah.
I think we've
One of them,
but I think that's like we've maybe not played it like twice.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of song too where it's like we lock in and it's like we can always rely on it.
Yeah.
And it's I think at the beginning, like, you know, you get those like dozen or so regulars that always come to your shows.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our friends and our like fraternity brothers, they'll it's always like the same, you know, ones that they're like always coming out. It's always super cool because they're always in the front. And I think I might be wrong, but I think like a lot of them didn't know that song.
Yeah. And you
At
guys
the
put
beginning
them
of the
on it a
year,
little
and
bit?
now it's like they know all the words too, and they're singing it with me, which that's cool.
They think it's an original, bro. I love that.
No, the best was we played Cocaine.
Yeah.
For our sound check at the 40Y, and one of the Teleros guys was like, "That's fucking sick. Is that an original?" I wish it was an original.
You know,
Say yes.
It's funny because like I feel like that's been asked multiple times. Where
Yeah.
we've played
Well, that
Cocaine.
means it sounds like y'all. You know what I
It
mean?
does. Well, I feel like it's
we've
a
made
10.
it ours.
We've made it our own song.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah,
Shit, yeah,
definitely.
dude. And the awareness on the set list, like you're saying, is like fucking so important. And a lot of bands overlook that, in my opinion. So it's good to hear that you guys don't, because like, I'm sure we all have fucking B-sides that we would just kill to play, you know? But like, is this going to work at a sorority mixer?
Yeah,
Fuck no.
I mean, the goal is to not have any bathroom songs.
Yeah,
Right, that's
exactly.
what we were talking about
yes.
this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were like, because I think one of the things for me, and I think it definitely for all of us, is it's like you want to play music that for 2 hours is really gonna keep people in.
Yeah.
And like you want to dictate the energy and you keep it high, but you ebb and flow and I think like the whole like you don't want to get many bathroom songs,
Yeah.
keep people into it.
As few as possible.
I remember our we played for AOPI's Battle of the Bands, which is so sick.
The
You
shirt?
got repping the
I
t-shirt.
saw that. I was gonna ask about that.
They're always such a fun like crowd
Yeah.
to play with.
I've
They're
never played
always
that.
so high energy.
And I think like that show in particular, I remember like we got done and I was like, we kept the energy for 45 minutes. Like, and it wasn't a super long set, but it's like we kept the energy super high, and that like even like the back row stayed there the whole time.
That's good.
And it's like you notice that and you're like, okay, if we can do that every time and keep everybody into it, like you know, if I say put your drinks up and you see everyone put their drinks up, that's a cool feeling.
That's great. Yeah, that's kind of the goal, right?
When you get like
To
the clap going, or you get the like the clapping or the snapping in like a song, when you like you get everyone in the audience doing that.
Benji's crowd control is
Is it good?
impeccable.
It is.
I could see it.
impeccable.
I could see it.
He really likes to get them going, especially if we do a breakdown in a song. You know, if I'm just like, you know, tapping along on the drums and everyone else is
A little cutout section.
mute, and he's just singing the lyrics. And he's like, you know, giving everyone into it, clapping. You know,
Let me fucking hear ya.
yeah.
And that's something I think like at the beginning was tough because it's like, you know, especially like being front and center and like singing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a ton of confidence singing like at the beginning, and it's like I could put a couple notes together, but it's like I think there's a difference between like singing and then actually being able to control and like be like a front man, so to speak. And I think that's something that like I've really tried to get better at and like hone in on. I think that's, you know, it separates like good singers from great frontmen. You know, like you got like John Mayer and like Springsteen, Eddie Vedder. They're so distinct, but they're so good at what they do, and they're so good at keeping the crowd into it.
Absolutely.
I mean, like Mayer, I don't know how many people was that? It was a sold out show. I mean, he put what was it, 30,000 people, eyes locked on him the whole time, like.
And it's a more contrived thing than you would think. Do you know what I mean? As you could see once you started doing it, you know, it's like, all right, these guys don't just go up there and like bullshit around. Like there is a certain level of banter that you must maintain and energy awareness. You know what I'm saying?
You got to keep it real too.
You're not going to see music. You're coming to see 1050. We're going to give you 1050.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, well, that's great, man. I love to hear it.
It's a great way to put it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and that's awesome that you have the awareness of that. It's all good stuff that you guys have going on, because it can be like the missing link if the front man thing is missing. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, the band kicks ass, but there's no like anybody to get them into it. You know what I mean? So that's like one of the final pieces, along with having everything else great, because you know the guitar could suck and it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So and I think you guys got it going on.
I will say that this man is I think one of the best in Athens right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And fulfilling that role. I
love that.
I think a lot of bands, there's lots of like talented musicianship, especially in Athens. And you know, not to toot his horn too much or anything, but I think that another way that we differentiate ourselves is, I think, through his vocals and his and I feel like there's a lot of, you know, great guitar players, great bass drum players, whatever, you know. But I feel like there's not a lot of great singers and vocalists in generals, and I
there's
think
really not many purposeful frontmen in Athens, if you get what I mean. And women, you know what I mean. But like, there's no real like. Think about how many like David Lee Roth-esque people there. You know, like I'm saying, like a front man.
If I get an ounce of that, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not really a. There's not. It's like you know, usually playing guitar and just like you're kind of strapped down, sort of.
Right.
So it's good to hear that
and
you got some of that going on.
Most bands do like a, you know, oh, I'm singing half the songs, he's singing half the other, something like that. But for the most part, I mean, he's taking all of them on 100%.
And that's a lot of music, man.
Yeah,
it's a long time.
It's fun.
I love it. Handle it. I mean, he's more
Ever
than
lose your voice?
More than capable.
Yeah.
Sometimes like at the end of I mean, I try to give like 1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not like exhausted, it's like, what am I, you know, but it's, I think a lot of it is like these guys build me up enough. And I think it's like, I know they're behind me and it's like, it's so cool playing with people that have the feel that you're also super good friends with, and that like, you know, on that personal level. And it's, I think it gives me a lot of confidence to have a fucking great band behind me.
It'd be a lot harder
it's really fun.
if you were like, oh man, I hope they like this. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a little more difficult, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I feel like I can take risks, and
Yeah.
if it sounds terrible,
They'll
they'll
let me
be
know.
honest with me,
They'll let me know.
but I want them to be honest with me.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I feel like I have like a lot of freedom to like sing and like be myself on stage because I got Dylan playing guitar and
Gotcha.
Janice playing bass and Rig playing drums behind me, and they kill it.
Word. And you said what background vocals, right?
Yeah, I do.
When did you start doing that kind of stuff?
Well, we started with we had 2 mics, so we might as well have a background. And
Someone better put some noise in this one.
my voice is obviously a little different than Benji's, so I
He's
can
got,
I
like,
can get a little deeper than
The
him.
sickest bass voice. If we ever play
Really?
George straight, he can handle the George straight.
Nice.
No, it's really cool. We play Dirt Road Anthem.
Oh,
And
nice.
he
Nice.
kills like that like rap kind of part.
Yeah, I didn't know, man.
That's my song.
I love that.
And the crowd, there's always like a big pop when
They always
he
go,
starts
wait,
doing
what
it.
the fuck?
What the
And then they
shit?
turn over to him, and they start going crazy for him.
Stuff like that's where it's all about. It's like the diversity of it. You know what I mean? Instead
It's
of
the
just like you,
dynamics.
yeah, like
It's like a
yeah.
total change of dynamics.
And the
Exactly.
surprise, too. I
And it
think.
gives people something to cheer for, you know what I
Yep.
mean? That's like kind of like the breakdown in cocaine, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That makes it a set and not just you guys playing 20 songs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And how when you guys sat down and kind of started doing this thing, was there a conversation like, all right, actually hold on before this question. Did we ever answer the genre question? Did I ask you guys that? What genre you consider yourself?
God.
I feel like we
Oh,
jumped this one.
I say we play anything Grateful Dead to Imagine Dragons, if that's a genre.
We literally do play everything. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn this fucking air off, bro. I'm hot as shit. Hold on. Y'all can keep talking though if you want.
Imagine Dragon. When we play, what else do we do?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and
That's
the
one of,
Blowfish,
that's one of my
yeah.
favorites.
We started doing a lot of country too.
Oh, we know how to play Bulls on Parade.
We did it
We
once.
did it one show. We didn't really get
our
a lot of
own
good
show,
reception.
our own show, not like a.
Yeah, it was like we had a fraternity date night, and we did it. The song, it's so much fun for us to play.
Yeah.
Because it's so high energy, and Benji gets to do, he gets to.
I can
kinda
like
sing rap
headbang,
vocals.
like
He
my
headbangs,
neck is
Yeah.
like sore by
Yeah.
the end of it, and
play
but
the guitar solo.
it's experimental.
And
to say the
it's a
least.
very experimental, like guitar solo in the middle. And usually when I do it, I just like take my guitar, I like crank it full blast and just like hold it against the amp or something. Just get that like that
Yeah.
feedback and stuff, and like take the whammy bar and just like
Let's go.
screw with it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a fun song.
You guys do anything that heavy? That's
Well,
heavy.
we did it once. We didn't really get a lot of good reception to it, so we haven't
That's
really.
kind of how it
We
is.
play it.
I've tried to
in
play
our-
it every single gig, and
Yeah.
it never goes through.
We have to find the right setting for it, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we have to find the right time, the right place to play it, and
Yeah.
when we do, then it'll be right.
Yeah. Well, I like to call those the niche covers,
Yeah.
like the songs that like
Yeah.
that if you're at the right crowd
Yeah.
will slap,
Well-
like an alternative crowd or a rock club.
One- we
maybe,
We kind of
you
have
know.
that with Werewolves of London right now.
Werewolves of
We,
London.
We're working on it.
We're working
like
on
it.
it, and we, Janice requested it, and
I love that song.
I absolutely love the song. I love anything Warren Zevon, and we really wanted to play it. We just have to find the right gig.
Get him?
And
I saw him too.
I
bro.
was like, yeah.
bro, fucking what the fuck. Anyways,
I always thought it'd be
sorry,
really
go ahead.
cool to like bust it out for like a Halloween.
I
gig
love
or
that
something.
song, bro.
Yeah, it's such a fun song.
I want to do a
play, and
Halloween
it's
set, learn some bangers, bro. That'd be
Definitely, like
sick.
Frankenstein.
What's new, Scooby Doo?
Janice could do the Monster Mash. Like he could sing the shit out of that.
The
Yeah.
Monster Man. It's a
Time
banger, bro.
Warp.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, dude. Yeah, dude. I'm game, bro. I love it. So what you're saying is there's no real like, all right, we're gonna play classic rock or modern rock. There was no conversation about that. It was like we're just gonna play songs.
I think we
songs
play-
like to listen
Yeah,
to.
it's
Yeah,
songs you wanna play.
exactly. And what people want to hear once again,
Very
Well, and it
I'd
goes-
say we also would. I just as like to answer your question somewhat. I'd say we really don't cross the line between rock and metal. We don't really go above rock that
Gotcha.
often, if ever.
That makes
I
sense.
don't really think we play any metal. I mean, it's always a possibility, but
Yeah. Probably the most classic rock though, right? Don't you think?
We do
Yeah.
a decent amount of country too.
Yeah, we've been
Some
working a lot
alternative.
on country, which that's also kind of interesting because kind of getting back to what I said.
it's new for you.
Well,
as
it's
well-
new
as
for me
well.
because I was never a country fan. Now I did like Dolly Parton.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Oh,
I
Dolly Parton.
yeah,
He knows
Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
I did a movie with her when I was younger.
Weird flex. I love it.
It is
I love
an interesting flex. It was,
It's on the Hallmark Channel.
It's,
a lot.
well, actually, it's I think it's on Peacock now.
Hell yeah,
Dolly
man.
Parton's Country
Royalty
Colors.
season.
But I wasn't really that big of a.
You guys head out. I got to talk to this guy for a few minutes.
Well, now
How'd you start acting, man?
Well, that's actually kind of funny because My dad was a musician.
Gotcha.
He used to play in Athens, so he played 40 Watt Georgia Theater.
Nice.
That's how I kind of got into like music.
Tell them about the sticker.
Okay, so when we played at 40 Watt, my dad played 40 Watt in the 90s, and some bands put their stickers all over the place.
Of course.
So I get there, and sure enough, like there's
found
still like
one?
2 stickers. It's 2 soup stickers from like their 1998 or like 1999 tour, and I just took a Sharpie and I wrote 1050 on it.
That's wild, man. There
it
you go.
felt
passing the torch.
Generations.
I was kind of very into music, and then I kind of got into acting.
Nice.
I was into that for a while,
Yeah.
and then I've always kind of been consistently playing guitar throughout my life.
Gotcha.
But,
It's been the link that's always there.
I really got into it kind of in high school, and then obviously when I got here, like it just exponentially
Took off.
It just took off, and now
Yeah,
this
it
is
sounds like it.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
playing with these guys is
Is this all y'all's first band?
It's my second.
Second band?
I actually played with a group in high school, and 2 of the guys it was sax player,
Okay.
drummer, bass player, and then I played guitar and I sang a little bit. And we started as like a jazz combo,
Okay.
which was
Nice.
like made my guitar playing exponentially better because like jazz guitar, and these guys were ridiculous.
Yeah.
2 of them, Isaac Malden and AJ Huang, are at Belmont.
Okay.
And they're like, I know AJ was playing with Ben Rector.
Okay. I'm
Um,
not familiar with him. Should I be?
he's pretty good. He's good.
Yeah, sick.
Really good. And they were like ridiculous. But
Interesting.
I'll say this, like, and they're really good musicians.
Yeah.
But playing with these guys, it's almost like you almost feel like feel is that much more important because like these guys are all fucking great musicians too. But it's like we lock in. That was fun, but it's like playing with 1050. I feel like we've created our like an identity around 1050
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that is super different, and it's like such a cool feeling.
it's
Yeah.
diverse because
That's
we
great.
I feel like not only do we play diverse music, we kind of bring in a very diverse crowd.
Okay.
Because different people like to listen to different music, from different crowds, and it kind of, it culminates in just people that want to, hear us play everything
And
eventually.
it builds our
And it builds our
fan base
It
and
builds our fan base,
popularity.
definitely.
Interesting. You guys are really well versed in the whole like aspects of it. Seems like you guys have thought about this a good amount of bit because like I have a lot of bands on that don't really know how to verse things that well. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
Because like you guys seem like you agree about everything.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like seems
No,
like
not
this.
There's
Every-
definitely a little
not
bit
everything.
of
we have our differences
we have our-
every
we have
once in
our-
a
Well,
while.
Slight
you
difference.
guys agree on the mission statement is what I'm
definitely.
saying.
As a
we're
whole.
in it for the music.
We also have an Avi.
Yeah, we have an
Yeah.
Avi.
Avi, our manager.
This is our
guy,
man.
bro.
You can't see him on the camera, but this is
He's there.
this is the guy that does it all.
Yeah.
No, he
He's
actually
the
does.
fifth member of
Behind the scenes.
1050.
He holds down the fucking fort. And seriously.
He's a good manager. I've talked to him
Yeah,
a
he's
good
real
bit.
good.
He's,
Uh-huh.
he's given me some very wise some notes here and there that I was like, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about.
A business.
You got anything you want to say, man? And when did you guys kind of get him on the project?
Right at the same time.
Well, it was
right?
kind of
I tried to be his manager.
Yeah,
So-
he tried to
Or
lock
we
someone
were a
down.
band. Yeah, he
So-
was
I tried
going
to
for
buy
him.
5% of his life actually for $2,000. Because he's actually gonna be famous. Like his acting, he's very talented. And
Yeah.
Not that they aren't.
5%?
Well,
$5%,
obviously,
$1,000. It's a shitty deal.
Yeah.
Very shitty
Puts
deal.
him at like what? I don't even.
A slight disadvantage, actually.
Okay, but then I was
Dylan's
like,
worth
okay,
20
well,
grand.
let's-
Easy.
He's
Easy.
worth
5% at least.
I don't know.
At least
I-
he
But
had some faith
it was-
in
It
you.
started because I had a lot of faith in him.
Yeah.
And then now, like obviously, all of them.
Yeah.
But it was funny because we were talking about how we were roommates on the 10th floor, and then
They were the first 2 people I
Yeah.
met in college. Actually.
Yeah, Avi
Yeah,
was Dylan was the first person, and then I was like walking out of my room and met Avi, and then we saw each other at like the AE Pi Rush event
And I had no
that
idea
night.
that he was gonna be like, I was just like, oh, this is like one of my homies, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, and then they were like, he was like, yeah, like my roommate's like kind of interesting. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he's just very different. I was like, what do you mean? He's just like, he's like very hipster. I was like, I had no idea what that meant. And then I see this guy in Chacos, like a rainbow.
it was a Grateful
tie-dye
Dead T-shirt.
and jeans
And
in like
jeans. I think they were
100-degree
ripped.
weather.
But like, but his toes were out.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
toes
yeah.
were out was the main point. Well, they are right now too, but that's you can't see that on a podcast, so it doesn't matter.
You can see it. They'll be
Oh, yeah, they're right. There's a
They'll be
camera.
able to see it, baby.
Hey guys,
Some people who like that.
Well, that's awesome, dude. That's a good little origin story for you guys all, and probably no coincidence that y'all bumped into each other. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. You know what I mean? And when are you just interested in managing? Kind of like was that what it was? It was like, hey, I want to manage y'all.
like I've always wanted. I have a bunch of like uncle relatives who are in the entertainment, like do a lot of entertainment stuff, and that's like always something that I wanted to do. And then like I don't know, it was like because he just does like if you knew him if you are with him for like a week, you realize that like he does so many funny things, and it's so like. There's so much like
entertaining.
It's so entertaining.
That is my major is entertainment media studies actually. So I'm actually the entertainer.
It's not even.
Entertainment media studies.
Classic.
It started with him. I was like, yeah, this could be good. And then like I realized that all them played, and then it wasn't like it wasn't like I came to college trying to manage a band. Yeah. But I definitely like it, and I'm actually looking at doing something in entertainment after college. So
love to hear that, man. It seems like you're really good at it, dude. We've talked a bunch. I don't know about communicating.
I cold text a lot of people.
That's good.
You, like,
what'd you say?
October. I said we were scrolling through the text earlier actually. I said the first thing I said was something like, hey, like just reaching out. I got your number from Josh Bennett. Mm-hmm. Oh, I actually asked you if you wanted to come to the 40 Watt with us. We were looking for because we put that night together, and we needed another band for the 40 Watt.
Gotcha.
That's when we were scrambling, and then that Tabla Rosa wasn't even really a thing at that point.
Yeah.
We were like, if we can't get another band, we're not gonna be at the 40 Watt. So I was like, you guys are forming. They basically like came up with the name, made a logo, and then like that was that. Like, and, like they had never ever. Yeah. So we pretty much like were scrambling. So I was like, I asked Josh Bennett. I was like, do you have it? I was like, you seem like you know this guy Jameson. Like.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, well that brings a lot back to me.
But then I also just like randomly cold text. Like, I would just be like, hey.
I like that. Every now and again, every couple months, I'd be like, you'll say something. You'd be like, hey man, you guys need us for anything? Just holler at me, which is good, you know. Yeah, well I've got you on mine. Nothing's lined up yet, but I would love to play with you guys in the future.
Definitely.
Seems like y'all got it going on, you know.
Absolutely.
I forgot. I was telling you something. I was trying to get him. I was like, hey. 10, 50 guys that are passed on any gigs, we'll fucking take them. Do you remember that? I was like, yeah, I'll give you 10%. They don't want it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot until right now.
What the hell, bro? You can be fucking down these gigs. Well, they don't turn nothing down, do they?
We try not.
We try not to.
We try not. Yeah.
I love that.
It's an availability question.
Yeah. Some people, some questionable availability.
Very questionable availability.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Guilty.
You can't see who we're looking at right now.
Time scheduling.
Very difficult time schedule.
I'm great.
He is. He's a great drummer.
He's always there on time.
Not a great time man.
I'm always on time while we're playing.
He always gets there technically on time.
Okay.
No, he's good.
I guess most of these fraternity things we end up playing are like, hey, do you guys want to play on Thursday?
Yeah.
Hey, date night on Thursday, you want to play? It's like, well, I guess so. Yeah,
it's like Tuesday night. It's
it's like 2 days from. It's like,
Thursday.
I feel that. I booked the bands for our fraternity and stuff. I do like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like always.
It remind me of you guys' fraternity name?
We're API.
Okay, sweet. We did a ATO last night. Do you guys ever hang out with them?
Oh, we know a couple ATOs.
We know a couple of those guys, yeah.
It was fun. We did the Clayton Social, which I didn't realize was a thing. You guys said you played there?
We actually just played there for the first time, and I remember walking in and just seeing that there. Like I loved the venue. I loved like how everything was set up.
Stage is small.
It was cramped as a motherfucker.
It was very small, but I remember we like got up on stage, and I remember it was like very simple setup. Good vibes, very simple setup.
Yeah.
Like
it's a very echoey.
It's very echoey, and the crowd was just amazing, and it was.
The only problem with Clayton Social is that people can get right up next to you because there's no like railing, and some drunk girl
this is funny.
Literally just fell right on our PA, spilled her drink all over it. Someone kicked my mic stand, and it's fallen over, and like it.
It's fun.
It's Clark's. Clark's has no. At least it has a stage, you know.
Yeah.
Before we played Clark's for the first time, my amp, spotless. It's totally spotless.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, the entire top of the amp was just like sticky. Like, if you put, and I remember the second time we played Clark's, someone bought us shots. And I don't know why they did this, but they brought like 6 shots in shot glasses.
And they put them on the cabinet.
And they put them on, on the cabinet. And I think there was one shot glass that was not broken by the end of the show.
Well, I just remember because like it was on my amp, and the way we play at Clark's generally is we do amps in front. Because that gives us a lot more space behind,
which is a massive liability.
It is an extremely massive liability.
It's like around the front edge, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like playing, and I'd like feel the vibrations, and I'd like just watch it, and then like I'd catch it right as it just went it just fell
Yeah.
off the cabinet, just
Okay.
shattered. And I was like,
Oh, fuck,
shit.
man.
Yeah, but you know, you can't
That's
stop a
interesting.
song. You got to keep like playing,
Yeah,
so it's-
there's a bunch of places in Athens that have like so much potential. Like if they had a really good stage, do you know what I mean? Or like,
Totally.
I know exactly.
or a
what you're talking
stage in
about.
general. You know what I mean? That would help a lot.
I
like,
think I was actually thinking about like Buddha,
yeah,
because Buddha Bar, they have like those 2 skee ball machines
Yeah.
in the back, and they don't work for shit.
yeah,
They haven't. They actually. They haven't worked since like
yeah.
probably first semester of my
He's
freshman
tried.
year.
Yeah, he's tried.
I've tried so many
Been there,
times, and I
yeah.
forget, and then I lose quarters and stuff. But I think I've always thought that it would be an interesting idea to just like put a stage there,
Yeah.
because that is kind of the vibe of the bar. Is like
Yeah.
it seems like it would be a good idea to get bands up there. You know?
Yeah, there's all kind of places like that. Like I feel like I really love Boar's Head, but I wish they would blow out that little shitty stage
I
and
know,
like
like the
make
Shack.
a good one.
Make
you know? Same
Well,
thing. with-
speaking of bars, we're playing at the Silver Dollar on Tuesday.
Ooh,
Yes,
we
we
should have
are.
been gassing this up the whole time. Yeah, tell me
Yeah.
about that. How did that happen?
Well,
Just like booked.
I worked there, so it
Dude.
really worked out. Yeah.
I love Zach Day. He's the man, dude.
Yeah,
He's the guy.
shout out
He's the guy.
Zach for
yeah.
getting us
Putting you on.
Yeah.
Lizzie H, isn't that her name?
Lizzie, yeah, she's also coordinating.
What's her last name?
Hippie.
Hippie. That's it. I knew it was a cool last name. That's why I remember her. Yeah, Silver's one of my fucking favorite places to play, dude. Like low
Yeah.
key, like it's not a bad little stage.
And
it
it's,
works.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the platform like works as a stage.
Yeah,
in the back
yeah.
over there.
Platform.
There's like,
yeah.
I feel like there's a couple bars around Athens that kind of like Bourbon too.
Yeah,
Like
there's
all-
potential.
like, where there's potential, but they never
Yeah.
have any. They never have any bands there, and I'm always like, if they had bands here, they can draw in like so much bigger
Yeah.
crowds.
I would go. You
Without
know
a
what I mean?
doubt.
Like if there was a band there.
I mean, that's what
I
that's
don't know if I'm going to Bourbon anymore. But
Come on.
I will say,
Yeah.
talking about Silver too, is like it's a decent amount of room
Yeah.
too.
Pretty
like
wide.
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's
wide.
pretty
Like
wide, yeah.
Compared to
when,
other bars,
when we
it's pretty
played
wide.
Clayton, like I like to like I jump a lot on on stage,
Yeah.
and I remember thinking like if I jump,
I'm gonna hit somebody.
I'm gonna karate kick Janice in the face. So I like playing the stages that are a little bit bigger. Gives us some room to move
Room
around.
to move is great. Warehouse is great for that. There's
Oh,
a lot,
yeah.
a lot of room to move up
you
there.
can do a little duck walk on there.
Yeah.
Little Chuck
thing.
Berry,
Yeah.
little Chuck Berry.
Janice and I kind of have this little duck walk we do sometimes when like Benji's singing, or it's not even. I think maybe it's just like me. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's both of us.
just you.
It could just be me, but like we're kind of just like walking like closer to each other. And
Yeah.
we just kind of like you get in the moment. You're just
Yeah.
kind of feeling the
It's
music.
the annex.
It's yeah. It's,
Benji does a little bit of a
Yeah.
Dave Matthews dance on breaks.
Dude.
I do the feet and then I do the jump. That's kind of
And the
Nice.
behind the head guitar playing.
I
something.
do.
Oh, do
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
a little bit.
That's
he is
cool.
he is actually the master at that. I have
Jeez.
not figured that out yet. But
Well,
he's very good at it.
One of the times when we were playing Battle of the Bands, I did the jump, and one of the screws, like the screw on the bottom of my guitar, like where you put the strap in, I felt it like start to bump loose, and I was like, "Shit, I might have just broken luckily, it didn't break,
Yeah.
but yeah, I try like it. Usually, I just I don't even think about it. I do
Yeah.
it, but like I love like. You got to move on stage, you know. You got to feel it. Mhm.
Gotcha. Or it's just static, kind of. Unless you're the Eagles or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like a different vibe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We also do like to play that kind of music too sometimes.
Yeah.
Like kind of getting back to like the bathroom songs.
Yeah.
Which I do agree there are like some of those songs where people kind of like walk away, but like I don't really see them as bad. I see them as songs to kind of like bring the mood down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
Like there's kind of like there's the anthem kind of songs where you're like you got everyone
mellow.
like Sex on Fire.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do cocaine, like Sultans of Swing songs, get people up.
Oh, yeah, I do
Yeah.
Sultans of Swing.
We
Yeah.
do.
We-
And actually,
That
we-
was one of the first
we
ones we ever
Sultans of
did.
Swing.
We do a
and we swing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
the
do
end,
swing the
song- the swing
We
at the
start
end.
swinging it,
Nice.
kind of like I don't know if you're familiar with that Widespread song. Please,
I don't think
like,
so.
towards the end or whatever, they just like all of a sudden they start swinging it,
Yeah.
and like just like a gradual progression, and we started doing that. It sounds so good actually
There's
because
Yeah.
people in the crowd who realize you're swinging Sultans of
yeah,
Swing.
all the actual
They
musicians
get
who
it.
pick up on that.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Jonah Berg from the Ocho. Shout out Ocho.
What is
Really
he play?
good dudes.
He plays
plays
guitar.
guitar. Fucking rips. And didn't he he mentioned it to Janice, I think, after we played Battle of the Bands. He was like, wait, was it Battle of the Bands? I don't even
Yeah,
remember what it was.
Battle of
But he was like, you guys swung Sultan. Yeah.
Huh. That's cool, man. Are you guys working on any originals at this point?
Well, we have a couple
Yeah.
that we're working on.
We have two that we play
we have
live.
two-
Two writers right here.
So
These
Word.
two guys.
Yeah.
Interesting.
two very different styles, definitely. But we
It's
fu-
fun.
yeah,
It's
so
kind of
much
cool
fun.
playing such different styles,
Yeah.
though.
What's different about it?
Well, my song, it's kind of a 12-bar blues song.
Yeah.
It's like funky.
It's funky.
sometimes.
It's
Yeah.
funky. It's kind of like It's like more of a rock song. And initially it was called, when I wrote it, it was called Far Gone Blues. And then we just started playing, and they started calling it the Row song.
Like for rowing.
Yeah,
Rowing.
and then I
Gotcha.
finally, there was like all this overlap, and finally, like last show, I put an end to it. I walk up to the mic, I'm like, this song is called Perhaps Quante. So
His nickname is not Quante.
my nickname around the fraternity house is Quante, so I figured it'd be an interesting name. So I'd like to set the record straight right now. The song is called Perhaps Quante. So there's no more
It's
confusion
official.
anymore. I won't say it again.
I won't. And how about your song? What's it like?
So I just write some stuff when
Yeah.
I'm like bored, or I kind of like I hear a song and I'm gonna write something like
Yeah.
that, and then so I just started writing these lyrics, and then I realized this is the most cliche country song I could ever write. It's
fucking good, though.
I'm
really
sure
good,
it's
though.
fine.
It's really good, because there's always the concept of like writing it initially, and then you add everything else. And in a way, we kind of just we make it like our song. We make it like a
Yeah.
1050 song.
Gotcha.
And as
Not to toot our own horn, but it is.
No, you're good.
It's. I remember when he brought it to us the first time,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh, that's the same chord progression as Yellow Ledbetter."
Yeah.
I was like, "What if I just play
Classic.
like the intro during the song, and then we kind of started to layer it a little bit, and it's like anthemic in that the crowd kind of knows the song now. Like the people that are always coming to our shows, it's cool because like now I start to hear them, like you see them like mouthing the words a little bit, and it's like that's our song that they're mouthing the words.
cool.
It's
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
we're gonna
man.
get in. We're gonna get in the studio as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Eventually,
We're-
and put these.
That's awesome.
We're
Put
hoping
these
for next
down in the
semester.
record books.
Get a couple more new songs out.
Let's go. A little EP maybe?
Well,
We haven't talked about that.
We haven't really talked
That's
about that,
something.
but I was
Couple singles.
I
or
was
something?
hoping
Maybe, yeah.
it was kind of like what I was talking about, where we have all that time. Like when we have like these breaks and stuff,
Yeah.
where we work on stuff really, really hard individually, and then we come back and we hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of talking about it. I think it'd be interesting to do like an EP, maybe,
Yeah.
get like even more original songs than we have right now, and just kind of like
Maybe a full length rock
Yeah.
opera.
Yeah.
we were actually thinking like a 4-sided like a Tommy kind of thing.
Quadruple EP.
Yeah.
Well, you know that one time when you and Janice came into my house and we played with my dad and
Yeah.
we recorded that actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh, his dad's really good.
Yeah,
His
Yeah.
dad's legit.
His
What
dad
instrument
is
does he play?
my
Guitar.
dad is a guitarist. He's played in a lot of famous bands. Shout out Pops.
Let's go,
he
man.
He was very up there back in the 70s and
That's
80s
hype, man.
when it was at its peak. So like we have a whole studio set up in the house and everything for him because he still plays and
Love it.
We
Y'all
played
got some
a,
roots in the industry. And y'all got any roots in the industry?
God no.
Nope.
Half and half. I like it. I like it.
we they came to my house one time and we just kind of played along and jammed along with my dad and it was
So much
cool
fun.
and I was also thinking we technically have a recording studio. We don't have to necessarily do something and pay for something here. We
Gotcha.
could all just take a quick drive down.
Yeah.
I mean, that is true. We haven't really thought about that lately.
Y'all should
That is
demo
true.
some shit,
Yeah.
Go down
Yeah.
there, demo,
We would
and see
love
what
to.
you
You know,
think.
we actually, it's funny. We started working on something like very early on. Do you guys remember this? Where we were doing a cover of Cocaine, and
Oh yeah.
my dad gave me this. Like, it was what he recorded his demos on in like the 80s and the 90s. Like this,
Cassette or
yeah, like a piece of shit, like
Yeah.
4-track cassette, like
Tascam
audio.
kinda?
It was like a Yamaha, like
Yeah.
4-track, like mixer or whatever. And we started recording like Cocaine.
Yeah.
We never got around to it. I think I still have it, but it's so hard. It's so much easier to do it on the computer now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
for
it's
sure.
obviously it's not the same sound, but
It'll
doing
get
it
you
like
damn
this,
close.
it's easier. You have so
Yeah.
many more options. You
Yeah.
can so much more diverse.
There's a few tape options in town
Yeah.
if you guys are trying to take it that way.
Yeah.
Like Jeff
definitely.
Vernon
Do
and all those
analog.
guys.
Yeah, I could definitely go analog. That's
Do you guys
kinda
know
how I
Jeff
do it.
Vernon? I know you guys know Jeff Vernon, right?
I don't
No?
know.
He
I
ran
don't.
sound at this event. Shorter guy. Well, no, he's probably about 5'10", 5'11". No, he's probably 6 foot.
wait
Anyways.
at Warehouse.
No, he at the
at the
ATO Battle event, not ATO, whatever it was.
AOPI.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm talking about? He ran sound that day.
Oh,
You
I
might
think
not
I
have
do.
met him.
Short haircut.
Yeah, short
yes,
hair.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
He just bought like a 16-track, like legit tape machine.
Oh,
and
no
fixing
shit.
it up at
Yeah.
1093. Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
sick.
he was trying to record a tape one time with me,
Yeah.
and it was. I don't know shit about any of this stuff. I don't know anything about amps, mics,
Yeah.
anyway, because I just play the drums, So
Yeah.
I'm already so foreign to everything, and he's trying to like help explain how to like line in drums. I don't
really know like much about like lining in drums. I just kind of
It's kind of a mess,
Yeah.
but like
It's
it's
really
a
a
cool
mess, but I'm
concept.
learning.
It's something that we could
Work
Fun to
on.
play
take
around
more
with.
time
Yeah.
to figure out. I'd say, yeah.
What's the timeline on that? Like, you said you haven't talked about it much, but like, is there like a rush to get some originals out? You know, because that'll kind of take you guys to the next level, sort of stuff.
Well,
no rush.
I kind of have a couple that I've been working on. I know Janice does too. And you know, the thing about the songs is that we like to make sure that they capture the essence of like all of 1050. It has to be a song
just
where we
good
all feel
enough,
comfortable
too.
playing with it. It has to be a good enough song, and it has to be something that we know we can put in our set list.
Gotcha.
You know, sometimes, you know, and I don't know if I speak for you, but I speak for myself when I say I have songs that I feel aren't necessarily, you know, maybe good enough or right for 1050, just because they're not like, you know, maybe they're too jazzy or too.
Yeah, they don't have the energy.
They don't have there's no energy. Yeah, thank you.
Very important.
But you know, then you know, obviously we have songs that we think are really good. And, you know, we're working on those too. So
a lot of gigs. How many gigs you guys play a week? 1 or 2 or
a week?
You're like, you know, like a month.
It's more spaced out. Like sometimes we'll have, you know,
It can really be piled up in
We
one
get like
song.
punches and bunches. We get like a
2 weeks
2-week
no
period.
gigs, and then like we'll have like 2 or 3 gigs in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's
gotcha.
Very sporadic.
So it's kind of hard to like keep writing when you have that. Yet your mind has to be on the gigs, kind of. You know, if you guys
And
had
we're,
any of that.
you know, we're all full-time students still. I mean,
Totally.
we got jobs or other commitments. You know, it
Got shit going on.
really can be a lot sometimes.
Intramural softball's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And you guys, so you're all in the same fraternity, correct? All of you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you guys, have you guys had any trouble with that, or has it been a big bonus? I know some bands are kind of like, oh, like, it's great, Nongs, we have a crowd, but then it's just the same people coming every time. And then some are like, it's great, we have a shit ton of people come to see us.
Well,
so
we don't really see it like that.
yeah, how do you see it?
I feel the way that, and you know, like I said, I'll speak for myself. I don't know about you guys, but I see it like, you know, these people come to our shows, and it's not just like they're coming to, you know, obviously they have a little bias, but they come to see us.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't stay the whole show.
Yeah.
But there's always some people that stay the whole show, and regardless, it's, you know, they're there because, you know, they care and they want to.
Yeah.
They
Put
might
on.
not. They might not be the biggest fans of the music, but you know, they come because they care, and you know, also, you know, it looks good, but more importantly, they're there because, you know, they want to hear us play. You know.
Yeah, that's important.
And I'll say that when these people come in, just like brothers or friends or you know, just the regulars, it never hurts to, you know, kind of continue winning them over, and you know, you're gonna really hope that they're telling their friends and their connections and their girlfriends or whatever, you know, to come along. And
I've always thought it was
show
a
up.
huge bonus to like, all right, we've got 100 homies that we really like that'll like come see us and cheer no matter what. Like, you know, like just to support.
They're our biggest cheerleaders for
They
sure.
are
It's
definitely our
great.
biggest cheerleaders,
Yeah.
and you know, it's not like the whole fraternity shows up, but
Yeah.
we get good numbers of people.
I'm sure
that,
they've seen you guys a few times.
And
too,
they,
you know what I mean?
I think the way they speak with us sounds like they really like us, and they want us to, you know,
play the
keep
gigs.
excelling and
Yeah.
moving forward. And
Keep doing it.
yeah, so
I love that, man. That's great to hear. I was just curious about that kind of stuff because it's kind of like I have a lot of, like, I have Red Mile Road and a bunch of guys on here, and it's always kind of like mixed on. It's like, oh, we'd rather just build the fan base up, and some are like, it's fucking great, we already got a fan. You know what I mean? So
Don't
it's like,
shoot a gift horse in the mouth.
yeah,
If
yeah.
people are gonna come,
If people come to see you, you're good.
Fans
you know what
are
I mean?
fans.
Yeah.
And they're always the ones who are like on the railing, like
Yeah.
you
Acting
know,
up.
starting the
yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
They help get the energy up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if other people aren't feeling it initially, like they see other people like just having a good time, like they're gonna have a good
It's a
time.
domino
Yeah,
effect.
it's all about the flow of the energy between the band and the audience. You get a good
Exactly.
audience going, band plays better, more people come.
So true. There's a difference between having 100 people in front of you that know you and like you than having like 400 that have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
Mhm.
Yes. And
But the goal is to have both.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
goal
you
is to have
definitely want
both.
both.
You have
Yeah.
those. You have
There we
those
go.
first 100. You know,
Yeah.
We wanna have our
that
cake
know
and eat
us,
it, too.
It's
making
definitely
it comfortable.
snowballing for you guys though, because I hear about you guys a lot. I really do. You guys are playing everywhere. It seems like you guys play a lot. Is what I respect.
you try.
We're trying to
I
definitely.
hear about
I think
you
I
guys.
think it's fair to say we get offered. I mean, honestly, if
A
we
gig every
if-
other week or something.
I would say like
That's
we're-
credit to Avi though. I mean,
Yeah.
he's-
100% to him.
He's doing great. I actually went through the Instagram today, through the DMs and like stuff from people who like we haven't even looked at yet. There's a few in there for like things already for the summer. There was one for another fundraiser. Like there's, I'd honestly say we're getting asked to do 2 things a week sometimes.
I think like if you did it like every 2 weeks, it's definitely like 3 to 4 every 2 weeks for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's great.
We
Thank you.
We have to turn down way more than we accept.
bro, holler at me, bro.
They're like you said, they're like full-time students.
Yeah. Like people want you for like days of the week and shit that you just can't do, kind of stuff.
There's always
like that.
it's always something. I feel
There's
like, you know,
definitely there's more shows that we've turned down than we've played for sure.
Wow.
at least
Okay.
recent.
Or recent.
And you guys play a lot,
In
man.
the past
This semester, I'd say it's
this
really
semester,
been.
yeah.
Well, that's good that you guys have him for real because he can filter out the shit from you guys. You know what I mean? Like you send, like I'm sure you do a lot of emails and the cold calls and all that stuff that like you guys can just focus on the music. Like that's priceless. Like all the really
Definitely.
good bands in town.
Yeah, I love
Get
being
to the
able to
point
just
where they
say
have
like,
that.
hey, like I'm sending you his number.
Yeah,
I don't have
he
to
does
speak
the
with
rest.
you ever
Yeah.
again about this. Like it's really nice sometimes, you know. 'Cause
Yeah, that's great.
Coordinating with someone and then having to relay that to everyone else versus if we just channel it all through him.
And it's a lot of shit.
And he's getting paid to do it too, so I mean, it's like
You know
it's
how these
he
events
likes
are
it,
though.
you
It's
know.
like, hey, you guys, can you guys play at 9:30 or can you guys play? You know what I mean? Like they're thrown together at the last second. I'm
And
sure you
it's
guys get a bunch of
changing and
those. Yeah.
a procedure for
Yeah.
you know
It's like,
loading.
where do we park?
drop-
What
yeah.
time do we load in? What time do you want us to start playing? Do we start playing if nobody's there? Do we wait for everybody to show
He takes
up?
care of all of it.
Yeah.
It's all him.
Good for you, man.
And
Good job.
he does a fantastic job of doing it.
Yeah.
We love you, AB.
Yeah,
love you, man.
Love
He's
it,
the
man.
boy.
That's important, bro. More bands could use people like him, so
Definitely.
y'all should be happy about that.
I will say I was not fully sold on needing a manager at first.
yeah, just because it was so early, kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't really know what it would entail in terms of how busy it could really get for us. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking back, I'm really glad we got this man on board to you know sort through a lot of
The
time-consuming
shit.
Who
activity.
else is supposed to be there to tell us we have a band tab?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did ATO last night. We did work on that tab before they got there. Shout out ATO. They were awesome, man. That was fun. We did Clayton. It was cool.
Good
But
stuff.
yeah, I'm sorry. That was
Yeah,
rambling.
no, you're good.
What was I saying on that? We were talking about where you guys kind of want to be in this next year, right? Like, where are you guys trying to go with it?
Well-
What's the plan?
I definitely it's play as many shows as we can.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I think we're kind of getting to the point too where it's like the crowds are getting a little bit bigger. You know, it's not just that one row of people
Yeah.
anymore, and I think there's definitely more people that kind of know who we are. I think that's one of the hardest parts. I mean, being in Athens is so cool because it's such a cool music
Great
scene.
spot to be for this. It's
Yeah.
probably the
Yeah.
best spot at Georgia.
For sure.
In the
For
southeast, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, probably
Next,
southeast.
next,
Yeah.
I think-
Nashville.
Yeah,
Nashville's the only other.
I-
big
oh, yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Definitely-
Still probably not better.
It's up there though.
In
Oh,
a
it's-
different
yeah.
way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a different thing.
It's like it's
Yeah.
almost like different genres, honestly.
Yes, exactly.
You're gonna hear a lot
exactly.
of country in Nashville. You're gonna hear a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, that's great.
I think getting like some more original. I know like Dylan's got a lot of stuff that he's written. Janice has a lot of stuff that he's written. Like I have some verses and some choruses that like need to get put together. But I think like still like kind of I think we have sort of an identity already that's shaped
Oh, for sure.
and
for
like
sure.
building on that
Yeah.
and spreading the word and like getting out there. Just
important.
getting more reps. Yeah.
Well, you guys' brand is down. Like you guys kind of looked apart. Like you guys kind of not look similar, but like you guys have an identity. If you know what I'm saying. And like seems like the branding is down, like the logo and all
Well,
that shit.
the
Seems like
logo's
y'all got
actually
that.
the logo's all credit of Sammy Street.
Sammy
she's
Street.
She's a friend of ours in AOPI, and
Nice.
She helped
she,
us out.
yeah,
with
she helped
that,
us out.
yeah.
She came up. She wanted to design a logo for us. Did a fantastic job,
Yeah.
and we played an AOPI Battle of the Bands, and she made this giant, poster or like a
Banner.
Thank you, giant banner for us, and it's really cool.
That's great.
It's nice to have a logo, and now people associate like an
online
image with our name.
Brand, yeah.
Totally. Is it? I forget. Gosh, I've seen it. Does it have a card in it? Is there?
Yes.
There is.
Okay.
Somehow
That was
we're
it.
like,
I think that was her idea.
We've adopted. So the initial logo is like the heart and
Yeah.
then 1050, and we were like, we had to figure out this banner, and I don't remember who suggested it, but we were like, how about we like do like a playing card kind of thing, like a poker hand, and it looked sick on the banner. They like sent us over a rough sketch of it, and we were like, that's cool. We could definitely vibe with that.
Because I haven't seen it in a while. And I remember there was a card on there. I mean, that's a fucking good sign, boys. That's good stuff. You know.
And
Yeah.
we got the room sign.
Yeah.
Janice,
Oh,
on the way to
nice.
John Mayer, we were talking about like, if we ever made an album and needed like
Yeah.
the album cover, like we could definitely
Fucking
throw
room
like
sign. Yeah.
that Russell
placard.
Hall
Gotcha.
placard in it. Mhm.
Yeah, that'd just be cool.
It's
And-
funny.
yeah.
I think we have a couple of those.
They're scattered. Yeah.
They're scattered.
Around.
I will say, kind of going back to your question though about
Yeah.
the future, or personally, I've want to experiment with keyboard and piano, because that's kind of becoming my secondary instrument now.
Gotcha.
Obviously, it'd be quite a task to play drums and piano at the same
Give me a
time.
mini pad.
Yeah.
However, we've talked to people who we've talked to people who who play piano or whatever.
Yeah.
We've considered having them jump on board for a song
Extra
or
member
two.
something.
Guys in the fraternity as well. So it can't help, or it
Can't hurt.
hurt us.
Yeah.
In terms of you come to a good old 1050 show that you always you see what you usually see, and then all of a sudden one of the other dudes comes up on the stage one day, and we've been in the talks about doing that with one of the guys, Jordan, getting on
guys-
stage for a couple songs.
Do y'all know Aaron from 80 Blanca?
We do. We actually. So I actually knew him. I was in a project before this actually.
Okay.
With a couple Sigma Pies, and I had
What was it called?
we were called 5 Gallon Flow, and they're
I thought that's still a thing.
it
Right?
is
I was gonna say, I've heard of that
it
too.
is still a thing. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a different lineup, but
Yeah.
they kind of think they took a break and now they're back together. But
Word.
I met him when I was playing there, and then we actually just recently played with him at Warehouse.
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
I hear he does some songs where he drums some and plays keyboards on them.
I didn't even know
Well,
that. Wow.
he is truly like unbelievable.
He's sick,
They
man.
did a cover of Everlong.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
And the-
ridiculous.
The energy in that room was unbelievable.
Really?
I felt that energy,
Yeah,
like physically.
respectable, yeah.
Which that's what you want to feel when you go to a
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah, they're a good band, man. Their originals are really good too. They're killing it. Do you guys have any other bands in town that you're kind of digging, or anybody that's like?
We love the Josh Bennett band.
I do too, man.
I
Josh
love
is
the
the
Josh
man,
Bennett
bro.
band.
I talked to him today. Nice
The
guy.
Ocho.
The Ocho
I haven't
too.
seen
They're
them. See,
so
I've
cool.
heard a little bit about these guys. I
Really
met the
good
drummer.
dudes. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really, really
Two
cool.
of them are my best friends from high school. One of them,
Which
Jonah
two?
Bergman. Jonah Bergman and Parker Foles.
Oh, does one of them play drums?
No, that's Ashwin. I actually saw him
Okay.
today.
Really? I met him the other
Ashwin
night.
plays like a motherfucker.
He is insane.
Ashwin almost damaged my kit.
He's good.
He plays it hard.
He
Yeah,
plays
I
plays
can't
that
fault
kit like
him
it owes
for
him money.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Somehow they got 4 guys who absolutely rip on guitar.
Let's go.
So they
4
they-
guys?
Yeah, they have 4 guys who can. rip.
Damn.
Their singer, he can. He can play guitar. He doesn't have to because they have 3 guys other who can do it. So,
Was it a 6-piece?
1, 2,
7?
3, 4, 6.
Damn.
Yeah, they got
Okay.
drummer, 2 guitarists, a bassist, and a keyboardist.
Sweet, man. Let's
Also,
see 'em. Let's see 'em.
Ashwin, he played Rig's kit for Battle of the Bands, and he gave Rig the sticks back, and there's blood all
There's
over
a little bit
the
of blood on
sticks.
my stick.
What
That was the most
fuck,
fucking
man?
badass. I was like, that's rocking.
Gave him
as
back.
fuck.
Didn't even throw him away. That was respectable. Any other bands in town that you guys are like maybe a bigger band that you guys have looked up to? Like who are you guys taking notes from?
Well, you guys.
Vagabonds is kind of like
Nah, stop.
Yeah,
Jameson Tank.
You guys,
Yeah.
Jameson Tank.
No.
You know, like when I first came to Athens, you guys were like one of the first bands I'd heard of. And you guys
That's
were
crazy,
I
bro.
can't remember. I think you were playing at like Nowhere Bar, and like
Yeah.
at that point, like I didn't really know really a lot about any music scene in Athens, and I was like, wow, like these guys seem like really cool. Like one day, I'd want to be able to play in bars like them, and
Little
kind
did you
of worked
know.
out a little bit.
Yeah, you got it going on, man.
Really recently, we had our fraternity's band party, and somehow, I don't know how we got them. We got both AFTM and Hedonistas.
Hedonistas are
They
I've
are
never seen them.
they are two of the
disgusting.
best
They're
bands
so
I've heard.
good.
AFTM's the shit.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
guitar,
yeah.
one of the lead guitarists for the Hedonistas, he was wearing like some purple outfit. He had on purple shades. He had his hair in pigtails. Plays a purple PRS
Okay.
and then put a purple Crown Royal bag on the headstock. And this guy
channeling fucking
ripping.
Prince with
I
the purple.
love
Oh
it.
my god!
Oh, so
are they
cool.
an Athens band?
So they're an Atlanta band.
Okay, I feel like they're
they
bigger, right?
They came up for our party, and
Yeah.
they're still touring around some places.
Word.
They are really good.
How do you spell their name? Or what was it again?
Hedonistas? It's like
It sounds so familiar.
yeah, they are insanely good. They had some stuff on Spotify. I've
Yeah,
been
I've
listening to
listened to
them and AFTM like religiously for the past 2 weeks.
AFTM is the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really good.
I
Really
love.
good.
I've seen them twice now.
Yeah.
And they're really fucking
They're
good.
really good.
Well, you
man.
know, Jameson, you know who I also really like. I like
Who's that?
the Stews.
I
are also
fucking
really
love
good.
I
know
was
you- I know
gonna.
you like
I was
the
about to
Stews.
say that earlier when you asked the question. Like
Yeah.
I see those dudes as like, I see our band kind of in
As-
their shoes.
yeah, we wanna
ideally one
do what they
day.
do.
Yeah.
You know,
I think everybody's looking at the Stews right now like, hey, I want to do that.
Well, it's
I know Avi's got a connection with the
yeah.
Stews.
Well, Avi
Who do
actually.
you know?
I know Blake. He But
Blake's the fucking man, dude. I talked to Preston today. I like
We
Preston.
actually just booked them. They're playing at our house on May 3rd.
Let's go, man. That's fucking hype, dude.
They're playing at
dude,
our house.
More than welcome, man.
They're playing
I'm fucking
for us.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't told you?
No.
Don't,
Oh, yeah.
don't tell anyone.
Oh, well, it's a little too late for that, man.
It's going out.
It's a little too late. We're going public.
I can blur it out.
Yeah.
No.
I can blur it out either way. But fucking Stews are coming to Athens.
Hell yeah.
man. I love it. They're killing
Damn,
it.
I did not know. What?
No, I just booked it today. I literally
Well,
just did
that's
this.
awesome.
That's
I
hype,
just told
bro.
them in the car.
Shit.
And they're the fucking nicest dudes. Like they came in and did the show. They're fucking great. Man.
Hell yeah.
They're fucking awesome. Yeah, I think they'd be a good band to be watching.
Definitely.
Keep your eyes on. Like, all right, here's the template for it.
I know me and him also love the Vagabonds.
Oh,
yeah.
well, the three of us saw Vagabonds in Kendall Street
At
the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
see the shirt.
warehouse.
At the
Yeah,
warehouse.
out-
Or no.
Georgia Theater.
Georgia Theater.
Theater. Okay.
And like Vagabonds, I hadn't heard them before, and they are so good.
I've
Their
never seen them.
energy's ridiculous.
Really?
They played a cover of what was the Petty song they played? Yo, You Wreck Me.
You wreck me, man.
I saw Tom
Yeah.
Petty's last show in Cleveland.
What?
I'm from Cleveland.
I
and
love Tom Petty.
And Joe Walsh opened for him, and it was
sick.
it fucking ripped. And I will say the Vagabonds, minus John Mayer's Free Fallin', Vagabonds, it's the first band I've seen do a cover of Tom Petty where I was like, this could stack up. I mean,
Let's
it's
go,
really
man.
fucking good.
You have a couple covers like that, definitely. Like, you know, Higher Ground
I don't.
by Stevie Wonder.
I don't think so. Should I? Like, when I know it if I heard it, maybe.
Definitely.
Maybe.
Probably.
Well, the Red Hot Chili Peppers do.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers do a version that I would say is just as good.
Gotcha.
Like, and they sound entirely different. It's like totally different feel, but
What was the name of it again?
Higher Ground.
Higher Ground. I'll have to listen to it.
It's got that like fun kind of superstition
It's swamp.
bass. It's
Yeah,
really
classic.
good.
Well, Flea plays the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Flea
I love
is
the Chili Peppers.
Oh my gosh,
Interesting.
love Flea.
Yeah. How could you not, man? Come on. Oh,
Yeah.
I like the Flea. I don't like the Fly. They keep buzzing around the room.
Oh, he.
Oh no.
The people will never know. Next
Yeah.
time, just pretend like you got him. Like,
Oh, we got him.
snagged him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, AFTM's the shit, bro. They've all been on, or for the most part, most of them. I'm excited to see what their album sounds like. They're working on an album.
They're
And they're,
so good.
I always call it. Well, they're definitely not the originators of it, but for me, they were. Like when I moved to school here, I always call it the AFTM formula, which is like play the shit out of the Greek life stuff and use
Yeah.
that fan base to like get to where you want to be.
Well, and the
That's
Greek
great.
life scene here is they're so receptive
Yeah.
to
So
live
receptive.
bands, and
They
it's
love
like a lot of my friends from home
Uh-huh.
went to like Ohio State, Miami of Ohio, and it's
Gotcha.
a way different scene. It's a lot of DJs and a lot of people just
Yeah.
like playing music on aux, and I came down here and it's like not only every single date party and like fraternity event has live music, but everyone's loving it, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's so cool to know that like that's still alive and there's still
Yeah.
so much of a scene here and people get so into it and like
They dig it. They really
oh yeah
dig
and
it.
totally
it's so
dig it,
cool
man.
how like all the UGA students and like a lot of the Athens locals like they'll latch on to the local bands. There's
Oh,
like
for
so
sure.
much pride
Yeah.
and it's really fucking cool.
It's great, man. And believe me, not every town is like this. You know,
No,
what I'm
not
saying?
at all.
So we got it made like for
Before
what
I
we do.
got to school here, I was, well, obviously I wasn't even playing drums yet, and
Uh-huh.
at that point, my dad had just drilled rock into my ears, obviously since I was born. So I was really just like I only was into like rap and maybe a little bit of country. I didn't really listen to rock at all.
Uh-huh.
But what was surprising to me is my friends were also the same way, in that rap was kind of just king, and really
Yeah.
no one really like cared about old classic rock anymore or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then coming here, and seeing how people like there really is still a scene for live music
Yeah.
and for rock when
Plenty
I
of
was
it.
convinced that it really died 30-20 years ago.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah, me too.
coming
That's
back.
pretty relatable, honestly. It felt like I was onto something that was a secret.
Yeah,
You get here, it's
exactly.
like-
It's like a little time portal almost.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
That was, like,
so true. So true.
Totally my story too. Like
Uh-huh.
my parents are both ridiculous music listeners.
Uh-huh.
Like they exposed me to like all this music. My dad's like a huge live music guy. Tell me stories about like, seeing everybody back in the day. And it's like, I wish I had an ounce of that. And then you come down here and it's like,
We're getting it.
oh, we're
getting it.
totally
Yeah.
getting it.
We're getting it in a different. We just don't realize it. Kind of. You know what I mean? Like we're seeing the Stews and AFTM or whatever. You know what I mean? Like when those bands came to town, when Pearl Jam came to town here in the '80s, they were just another Stew-sized
Yep.
band. You know what I mean? Or like,
shit, I'm a huge Dave Matthews fan.
Yeah.
And so like I looked at some of their first shows when they started, and they played SAE, and like to be able to hear Dave Matthews Band.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a regular booking though, probably, right?
Exactly.
It was like the kind of bookings we do. Literally.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Do you know what I mean?
This was
91.
yeah,
91.
Yeah.
Had to have
That's
been.
wild. That's wild, man.
Yeah,
Just
What's
the
like
chapter here?
Vagabonds played Fiji
Yeah.
last week.
did they?
It's like that's such a I guess
Big
like a
fish in a small
luxury.
pond.
Yeah. It's like a luxury that like we have in Athens. It's, we see these bands all the time
Yeah.
that
Yeah, they're coming more
are
than
really
once
fucking
every time they
Yeah.
tour or whatever. They're getting
Exactly.
booked for
The private
these
tour.
parties left and
Yeah.
right, and yeah.
Other towns without the Greek life thing, they can't do that.
Exactly.
They're coming to town once, at most. If they have a venue that can hold that size band, then can pay them $25,000 or whatever it is.
and we
you
got
know
the
what
Georgia Theater and the 40
I mean?
wide.
We got the Georgia Theater and the 40 wide. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
We can get some pretty big bands also playing at the Georgia Center. I know
Georgia
Black
Center. Where's that?
It's off of Thomas, isn't it? Yeah. So
it's just past
if you
the-
go
it's
down
just past
Broad
the-
and you turn left on Thomas,
yeah.
and you keep going straight past there's the one-way street, and then there's like the Hilton.
Uh-huh.
Then there's like a center. It's like the Georgia Center.
Oh, I
and they
thought it
have,
was.
like-
Oh, you're thinking of
I thought it was a
wait,
classic center.
the classic
Yeah,
center.
that's
That's
what
what
I'm
it is.
thinking. The
Yeah.
classic
Very
center.
good.
That's my.
I was
That's
like,
my
the fuck
bad.
is the Georgia Center?
Oh no, Georgia Center's on campus.
That's
like
the
where
hotel.
That's
The
where like
hotel.
the away football teams.
Yeah,
stay.
yeah. Yeah, didn't we get the Black Keys at Classic Center? People like
I
that.
know Widespread plays there.
Yeah,
Every once in a
really?
while.
Widespread.
It's kind of like a different vibe. I wish it was more
Yeah.
venue-ish. You know what I mean? Like it's
Definitely.
like seated, which
It's
I don't,
more
it's
like a
more
stadium
like
or
a
an
ball,
arena type
like a
vibe.
ball. I feel like it's more formal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But they're working on this amphitheater thing. You guys heard anything about this?
Oh,
No,
no.
what was
Outdoors?
this?
Oh, there's going to be an outdoor amphitheater, like
Wow.
10,000 seats.
No shit.
In Athens. It's
Where are
gonna
they
be done.
putting it?
I don't know exactly where it is, but my buddy Drew Beskin's working on it. It's been in the work for years, bro. Like,
Where is it?
I don't. It's somewhere on like the edge, like kind of like near where Athens Tech is. Do you know where that is?
Oh, I don't know.
Up
I'm not.
there?
Don't quote me on that. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure, but like 10,000 seat venue that's going to be able to pull real bands in.
That's
here and
Oh,
play.
really cool.
That'll
Like,
be a game changer.
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about in the next 3 years, probably. It's like they've got the place plowed out. Actually, I think it's over there. Do you guys know where? Not Jimbo's. Fucking God, I wish I could put my finger on it.
By the golf course?
It's kind of near Athens Ridge, I think. Honestly, you guys know where Athens
like,
Ridge is?
Yeah, down
Rivermont.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
like off of Macon Highway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere on
Yeah.
Macon Highway, I think. But anyways, what I'm saying is there's going to be a really good big size venue, which might kind of fuck up the flow of Athens, like the bands that have to come play the theater because they can't do Classic Center, but they can do 2 nights at the theater. They might start doing the 10,000 thing or opening or
Yeah.
whatever. But I have faith we'll be fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, just interesting. Like I'm excited, 'cause
Yeah,
like,
that's
Oh, that'd be a fun
Really
place to
cool.
also
That's
show.
you know what I mean? Like we're
We'll
fucking-
finally get Fish to come to Athens.
it'll
again,
open the
right?
doors
Yeah.
for stuff. You know what I mean? Which would be exciting.
Well,
as
the
fuck.
amphitheater vibe too is so cool.
Outside,
Yeah.
bro. That they said the reason they
Crazy.
haven't done it already is because it's amphitheater vibes, usually the summer kind of stuff, you know.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
why would
students
somebody
aren't here.
come from Atlanta to here? Students
Athens in
aren't
the
here,
summer.
but
There's
they're
no
trying
one.
it, so I'm
Yeah.
excited. There's also arena in the works. You guys heard about this?
No.
I think the arena is more on the like 5 to 8 year plan, but like they're making a whole arena for the hockey team that's gonna
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
You know
what I'm talking about?
I did hear
Yeah, I
about
did
that.
hear about that.
that's gonna do
What
concerts
hockey
too, bro.
team?
UGA one.
Yeah, the club team.
Yeah.
One of our.
They're gonna get the
My roommate played on the hockey team last year. I remember him saying something about
Yeah,
that.
dude, they're building an arena for them the next couple of years, which will be like 5,000 seats probably. Like we're gonna get some bigger bands
That's
in town.
cool.
It's gonna be sick.
fun.
It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be really cool. Maybe we'll get some opening slots, bro. You trying to put this in?
Yeah,
That would be nice.
Yo,
of you.
who are we trying to open for at the amphitheater?
widespread.
Ooh, widespread for sure.
John. I mean, if John Mayer
John-
ever comes
John
to
came?
Athens, yeah.
Woo, man.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Shoot one to John too.
Yeah,
Is,
just email him.
Jimmy too.
Well, shit, you guys. Let's kind of start wrapping this up. We're at an hour 22 minutes. Woo,
Wow, time
that's
flies.
a good
Flew.
time,
That's
yeah,
a good
Time
one.
flies
fly.
when you're having fun.
I know if they go over an hour, it was a good one. So you guys have done good. Is this you guys' first podcast?
First
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, you guys are naturals, bro. You're naturals.
Thank you.
You've got your whole brand down. You all talking very equally. Nobody's talking over each other, which is usually a telltale sign that there's some internal issues. But you guys are you seem like you know what you're doing. Seem like you guys have a direction. You've kind of already told me where you want to be. Like, what's the hopes for the rest of the semester? I guess. Like, where would you guys like to be in this next 1 to 5 years?
Well, I was actually kind of thinking about that, but I was just 'cause, sometimes like I know some of these questions could be asked and I think about them.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just prepared. But I was
Smart man.
I was just hoping, maybe, we work on a couple more originals. Hopefully by the end of, I don't know, like the semester, we get maybe 1-2 more originals out there.
Yeah.
Just so that way by the time like we come back next semester, maybe we start recording, we already have like 3, 4
Ready to go.
songs
Yeah.
down, which would be that would be nice.
I'll be in Boston over the summer. I got a place myself, so it's like it'll be nice. Like I'll definitely want to try to get some writing done.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think speaking for myself, but also I think these guys would agree. Love to try to do like a tour or something in the next couple of years. If we could put
Winter
that together, I mean,
Totally
that's like a
doable.
dream of mine. So that would be really sweet.
You guys could totally do. You could do that right now if you wanted to.
Like an Almost Famous kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
My
like
favorite
that,
movie
yeah.
ever.
That's
Second favorite
classic.
movie, yeah.
Classic, bro.
Mhm.
I'd
Love
say
First.
another short-term goal is probably play at the Georgia Theater.
Definitely.
I know
that
you were
one.
just there.
I was just
So-
there. No big deal.
Yeah, how was
That's
that?
really
it was
cool.
great,
That's-
man. It was great.
We
dude.
were like kind of watching like real time live on Instagram where
Yeah.
we were like watching. They're like, oh, it's cool. Like they're gonna go play at the Georgia Theater,
Yeah.
and I couldn't go because like I had a
Yeah.
family thing. But I
No
was like,
worries.
but I would totally come, dude.
Yeah.
I was like
Next
watching.
time.
I was watching like live like. And then you posted that thing, and you're like, "Oh, we sold out on the rooftop. Now
Yeah.
we're playing." And I was
Going
like,
down.
"That's just so cool."
Yes,
Like, that's,
it was
that's
incredible.
that's honestly like a dream of ours too. Like play
Yeah.
inside the Georgia Theater.
The other thing that's really cool to me is the fact that we were, or us three, like I said, we were at the Vagabonds concert at the beginning of the school year, like mid-August, and we're just standing there front row looking up at these dudes. And I never would have thought for a second that could potentially be me within like, potentially a
years.
year or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy,
Even
man.
40 Watt, even because I'd been to a
Yeah.
show there before
Yeah.
when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Like right before COVID and all that hit, and the fact that I just like took that stage after I went to see I apologize, I don't remember his
No,
name.
go
The
ahead.
guitarist from REM, he played at 40
Peter
Watt.
Buck. Peter
Maybe-
Buck's his
maybe
name,
that
I think.
was-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was
Peter
Buck.
Buck's
He
his
was
name,
playing with a bunch of guys at 40 Watt, and the
Yeah.
fact that like I'm just walking up
Just
on
play
that
there.
stage next
Yeah.
in a 2 years time.
It's like the best way to do it is just to do it. You get what I mean? It's like when you move to Athens playing 40 Watt clubs, like maybe like if like things went really well, we
Exactly,
would.
yeah.
And then you guys, your first show kind of is at 40 Watt. You know what I mean? Did you
Yep.
say that? First public?
Well,
First
it was
public.
first public,
Yeah.
and for me, like I said, it was super surreal because
Yeah.
my dad played. He was in Atlanta when he was playing with his band in the '90s, but they played here like they played at the 8 Pi House.
Yeah.
They play like it's funny. They play like all these fraternity houses.
Yeah.
Like, they really played like the fraternity house that I live in,
That's
which is
crazy.
that's like kind of
That's
weird.
super cool.
But they play 40 Watt Georgia Theater, and I remember just going and just playing, and it was just like felt like the most fulfilling thing ever
Yeah.
because like it was literally like a generational thing almost.
That's
it was
sick,
like passing
dude.
the torch a little bit.
That's important, dude.
Yeah, it's very
Don't
important.
discredit that. That's cool, man. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
And speaking of A-Pi bands, what was their name? Walden, right? I think
Walden.
Yeah.
They went to Nashville.
drummer
Yeah.
or something. He was a brother.
Really? See,
I guess like 10 years
It'd have
ago.
been a
maybe?
little while ago. They're a little older guys.
Yeah.
But they moved to Nashville. They're killing it. I wish there was like a directory for like the list of fraternity shows for each fraternity. Which it's a shit ton of shows. But like,
Yeah.
think about like in the '90s and '80s bands that were playing these fraternities. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I would love to see that
Mhm.
list. You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
I mean,
Like-
but at least with Dave Matthews,
Yeah.
there's people who document every single
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
And you can
crazy.
go down the list. He's playing SAE here,
Yeah, yeah.
ATO there, like all these different
Just
places.
wild, man. I would love
Yeah.
to see a list of like.
Well, there's some artists that are very very strict about that,
Yeah.
where they either record every show or they write down the set list for every
which is
show.
cool.
That's
Very
so cool. I know
so cool.
I know
Document
Widespread
it.
does it.
Yeah.
The guys from they're the drummer from Cheap Trick does that, where he's
Yeah.
recorded like every show.
That's crazy.
And I always thought that was an interesting concept
Yeah.
because it was kind of in the same way that like Kobe Bryant would watch his highlight clips.
Mhm.
I'm kind of in the same way where I get
like
to
it.
I like to sit back and
Yeah.
watch us playing, and I think this is good.
Yeah.
Work on that. There's always room for improvement. So it's it's nice to watch back.
Very
and
That's
see
rare.
great. That sucks. This is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I think that's
It's very
important.
rare for Dylan to make a sports metaphor. Or
I
something.
like
Well,
that.
I'm not-
That was out of.
Actually,
that
I made
was out
a
of
Dustin
left field.
Johnson joke the other day, Janice. You missed it.
Yeah, no, I heard it. It wasn't good.
Yeah, I'm working on my sports jokes.
I
so,
love it, man. You
thanks,
got
man.
it. That's funny, man. I was gonna say something about that. Yeah, you guys need to start recording when you can. We were recorded stems at Georgia Theater and Warehouse, and
Definitely.
and
Well,
40 Watt.
I kind of had an idea for we do like a live EP.
I was gonna say that would
I've
be
done the live
sick.
EP. That's so cool.
Because I feel like a part of our thing too is the energy that we have live, and then there's a certain amount of spontaneity too that's into our live shows. And I think honestly, I love to record anything. I love to put an EP down, but like recording a live show that's definitely something that I would love. I mean, I remember like in high school, like in study hall, like watching like clips of like old school live shows, like Where the Light Is and shit like that.
Oh, hell
and like and like
In Your Atmosphere.
oh, ridiculous. He played that last week.
Did he?
He played the outro too. It's fucking sick.
Bro.
And like if we could do something like that, that'd be cool.
You guys should do it, man. Next time y'all play Warehouse or
We have
theater
the
or
mixing
something like
board.
that. Yeah, well, there's ways you can do it because like most of the places can come off the board, like Warehouse and Georgia Theater. They can just do it for you. Like you just give them a little money, and it'll humble you though. You guys ever had any live stems recorded?
Well, we get a lot of videos recorded of
Yeah.
our shows. So like I said, you know, we tend to watch them back, but we never get like actual like
Yeah.
videos of like all like professional. I guess.
Stems,
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You guys will see when you get the stems. It's like, oh, do we really sound
Bit
like that?
humbling, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, holy fuck, we got to play better. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's like it's interesting. It's very revealing. You know, because when you get the videos, it's like your camera catching the actual mix.
Yeah.
But like this is like straight off the board, nothing on it. And it's like, oh fuck. We listened to the Georgia Theater stems today. I was like nervous. I was like, oh no. But they sounded really good, so I was happy. But yeah, next you guys start recording stuff. I feel like it's a very like watching tape. Kobe reference. You know what I mean? It's like watching tape. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And another thing I wanted to comment on, you guys said you want to play the theater. I hope everybody's taking notes on the template to do it. You know what I mean? You can see it now. Sell out the rooftop. You know what I'm
Sell the
saying?
rooftop.
Like,
Yeah.
prove you can sell tickets because shooting that
Bobby,
email.
take notes.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm trying to tell every band in town discreetly. But you know what I mean? Like, prove you can sell tickets. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's a big ask to be like, he would know, you know, like send Georgia Theater email, hey, can we play downstairs sometime? Like, no fucking chance unless you have major clout. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it might be the move for you guys. Might want to look at that rooftop, you know? I'm
Definitely.
Just
I
saying,
mean,
if
that'd
that's
be
on the goals
Yeah,
list.
for sure.
Got y'all, man. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Tell them you guys Instagram. Tell them where they can find you guys, where they can book you, all that shit. Tell the camera what's up.
Yeah, check us out at 1050 band on Instagram. We have what's the email I know is on the Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
on
the
there.
Instagram.
Contact.
And we also have a TikTok too.
Let's go.
We have yet to
Yes.
post on it. We're working on it.
Can't wait. I'm in it.
But you know we're
TikTok coming.
we're
soon.
kind of we're at the point now where we really want to start like really leaning in towards the social media.
Yeah, taking
kinda
the shit serious.
Yeah, yeah. You know, taking it serious, but making it funny. You know, kind of
Yeah,
making it
yeah.
like personal.
You guys
You
can
know,
do
like
that.
making have. I feel like having personable social media, especially for bands,
So
where it's
important.
so important. You know, and
It's more important than videos of you playing good.
exactly.
Being
You have to be able
personable
to
is
like
what it
feel,
is.
you know, like have a connection with the people that are in
Yes,
the
yes.
band.
Takes
though,
the
you know,
stage
they're
banter to
saying.
the
Yeah.
whole next level.
we love stage banter. I feel like we don't do enough of it.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun when you get up there and you're just bantering and
Yeah,
just, like,
it's cool.
just having a good
I
time.
always say you play two shows. You play the actual show and then the show you play on social media, which is you'll get a lot more views on the media. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? You can post a 30-second clip and get 4,000 views. It was like, damn, there's only 60 people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, the real thing is where it's at. But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? If you guys are starting to make content, that'd be something wise. you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. Seems like you guys already have a good bit of content, though, right? Little videos and stuff.
Yeah, with, like, you know, they're very
Pictures.
they're not like very good quality, but you know,
Yeah.
if we had to send like, you know, these videos,
We've got stuff.
We have
we got
stuff
some
to
good
send.
Show.
and-
If someone asks for something, we
Bad
have enough.
content is better than no content. honestly.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
We got
Love
enough
it.
ammo to show.
Mhm.
yeah.
Love it, man.
And check us out at Silver Dollar on Tuesday.
Silver Dollar on
Ooh,
Tuesday.
10:30.
$10 on
Yes.
Tuesday, 10:30. I'll be there, you guys. It was great to meet you all
Great to meet
officially.
you, man.
Yep.
You guys are great. You sound really good, like consistent on everybody saying everything. I'm excited to see what y'all do, man.
Thank you.
All right,
you.
thank
Thank
y'all
you.
for tuning in to the Jameson on the Rocks podcast. I think this was episode 78, 79,
Shit.
something like that.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know.
lot of numbers, guys.
That's a lot of numbers. So yeah, thank y'all for coming in. It's been a blast. Check out the podcast on YouTube at Jameson Tank. Check out the podcast on TikTok at Jameson OTR. Let's see where else. Give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, all that shit if you want. Thank you guys so much for listening in. See ya.
No